Wonderful Mr. Mark Kropka. We have the beautiful Mr. Christopher,
The
aka the
lovely
captain.
and the
So
lovely Miss Snapdragon, Jen.
so funny hearing um, that little nickname that she called me. I should
Yeah,
plant some snapdragons.
yeah.
Now's
I
the
bet you would
time in
have had some
Georgia.
by now.
Yeah, they're a winter plant here in Georgia. So,
Oh, really? Uh-huh.
hmm yeah, but I don't know with this cold, we're supposed to get down to 11. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
11. I
wow.
think the high
That's
that
well
day's
below zero
yeah,
for
and I
us.
think the high that day is going to be like 28 for a high. That's insane.
Wow. And
And we're looking
32
at
is your freezing mark, right?
Right, right.
yeah,
For
and
Fahrenheit.
we're looking at 3 days of snow next week.
Wow, for
This is
Georgia.
insane. Right? We normally
Yeah,
just get a really bad one like we did and it goes away and that's it. But no,
yeah.
it's going to be a rough winter this year.
Oh, man.
And I have to
Hate
go
to hear
out
that.
Tuesday. Tuesday, I think the high is going to be above freezing, but barely. And I
What
have
are
a
the
doctor
roads
appointment.
going to be like, though? I know that even for
Insane.
us, first snowfall, even there's everybody forgets how to drive. And the roads are
Well,
always slippery the first snowfall because of the oils
yeah.
from the car
Well,
Right.
here they
in the
just tell
asphalt.
everybody to stay off the roads because we don't have the equipment.
Right.
Right. So they have some snow plows that hit um uh have some snow plows that hit um
It's okay, Jen. Spit it out.
sorry, like the hospital areas and major roads to get to emergency services.
Oh, yeah.
And then some
Yeah, of course.
hills they'll put some salt on, but other than that, they did
Yeah.
say there was a snowplow that came through Interstate 85. So,
That
hello,
close to you?
Willie. Yeah, well, it's a main interstate through Atlanta.
Hi,
So,
Jennifer. Says Jennifer is paired.
yeah, I don't know why. And Willie also is paired. I don't know why.
Probably because they're coming off of my channel onto yours.
Could be.
Maybe this is a new thing. It wasn't like this last time, but they're always changing things to keep us on our toes.
They are with Restream, especially I noticed. Well, that's what I primarily use,
Oh,
and
that's all I use. That's
they
all I
just
use.
cheat. They just changed everything
Uh-huh.
again
Yeah.
on me. Anyways, I noticed all the whole dashboard was changed there a couple of months ago.
Wow. Wow.
Yours wasn't?
Well, mine changed because I paid for services.
Oh, okay. They give you the better
So
stuff.
yeah, I get all kinds of design stuff, and I get I
Yeah.
get extra things. I get music. Hello, Alethea. So Alethea, are you on Mark's channel or are you on my channel?
Willie just chimed in that he's on Mark's.
Okay, so
Okay.
Faye's on my channel because she's showing not paired. So that's great.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you
Merci
and
beaucoup.
welcome. Yeah, this is every time we go live on Restream, they change it up a little bit. And this is only the second successful pairing that we've done where we simulcast on both channels.
Huh?
Uh,
Why, you had problems before?
well, when I did my interview with Hyp3rek, we were supposed to be paired, and he didn't do something, I guess. He didn't add his channel,
Oh,
I guess. And that's okay. He
oh.
was fine with that. But hello, a simple life.
Hey, Simple Life.
Hey,
Hey,
Brian, good to see
hi, Alethea.
you.
Bye.
So, Mark, this is real quick. Have you done any practicing on toggling from one video to the next on your?
I have. I
Yeah.
haven't had any. I was fooling around with the settings there this morning,
Hmm.
and of Restream without going live.
Okay.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I need to do it live
Hmm.
and sort of keep an eye on how long it takes me. But
Mhm.
I know I can get that just from what I was looking around today. I know I can get that time down.
Yeah.
for
That's good.
a little bit anyways, because it's all gonna pretty much depend on me doing that to because there's not really anything you can help there because I have the control on my end, right?
Right.
So
Right. And this, I think there's a way you can give control to guests, but I
yeah,
mean, you don't have to. So, the
well,
wait, hey, Dan, good to see you, darling. I hope you got some rest today, but I know you said you were going to take a break and you were out shooting those videos anyway. But I think if you have any like nature photos that you've taken and while you're playing something on your nightly show, just throw up one of your personal nature photos or something.
yeah,
Maybe do a little
okay,
folder.
yeah, I know what you
Well,
mean.
repetition is the key. Just toggling
Mhm.
back and forth and getting
It
that quick
does,
transition.
Or pictures of the cats or something, something
yeah.
goofy.
I have some even live video. Just took in hacking around. I got to walk through my summer garden,
Hmm.
Hmm.
my tree garden that I
Oh
grew this
yeah.
year.
Oh
I could
yeah.
always show that, and I put it
Yeah.
on repeat. To
Hmm.
kind of go with the me, put on some psychedelic music, and
Yep. There
we'll
you go.
walk through the marijuana garden.
There you go. There you go. Hey Mary, nice to see you.
Hi,
Hello,
Mary.
Brian,
I hope your ankle's
Mark,
feeling better, Mary.
Spartan Dan.
Hi, Dan.
So yeah. So well good. We get some technical stuff down pat. That's always good. That's always good.
Well, I'm sure that Chris, there's an easier way to do it than what I was doing it the other night when we were on.
Hmm.
But without somebody showing me, that's the fastest way I could figure out. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I think doing all
you
those
know,
tabs will be fine.
Right. And just the repetition
have
tagging,
it ready.
toggling back and forth. Yeah, you'll be good.
That'll
Hmm.
be the big part of it, having them ready in tabs and
Oh
then
yeah.
clicking from with them too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. Well, I guess we've got a
Hmm. Get our
gaggle
interview
of
underway.
gaggle
Yeah.
of guests here. Is that what you call guest? A gaggle? I don't
In
know.
Canada?
Like geese?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
I think maybe it's appropriate.
I don't know.
So,
Canadian geese are mean.
They are.
The Canadian people are much nicer than the Canadian geese.
oh, I heard them
I
flying
know. Maybe
over.
there's a connection there.
They were flying over the house, like having a fit at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I guess maybe a coyote or fox got after them while they were sleeping.
Maybe
Well, in the fall. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
I was just saying that Canadian geese may be the reincarnated spirits of the Canadian hardcore hockey fans. They're
Yeah,
just
probably
all that
pissed off at
violence
the
is just,
world.
you know,
Could be with their
they're
little
angry
helmets.
and they're angry and they don't have any Lavats to drink, so they're just pissed off birds.
And
No,
all they can do
listen.
is walk around with missing teeth and their little helmets on.
Yep.
But oh, I forgot what I was going to say now.
I
All
hate
right.
when
Well,
that
I
Yeah.
promise not to derail anybody's train of thought. I know you want to get the interview
happens.
Oh,
rolling
that's
here.
Well,
too easy for
no.
me.
Well, Mark was going to say
Too easy.
something in relation to gaggle of guests, but
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I still forgot. So let's consider that one forgotten.
it happens at this age. Hey, Peggy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Peggy.
Oh gosh. All right. I hope everybody's staying warm in this ridiculously cold weather and you're prepped for next week's. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Craziness. It'll be
Can,
craziness.
gonna be minus 17 Celsius here.
Uh, yeah.
Now,
So
Yeah. Misery.
I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it would be somewhere around the 0 mark
I'll try and go
Fahrenheit.
live. I'll try and go
no.
live a lot so people aren't so bored.
Yeah,
We'll make
locked
some
up.
chili together or something. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, Mark, I want to thank you for doing this second interview. If anyone's not seen the first one, it's going to be on my channel only because we didn't have the simulcast at that time.
Right.
So you can go back and refer to that if we kind of leave you in the dark on this interview tonight. So apologies for that. But yeah, go check out that other first interview. And it'll be under my live tab. It was a live interview. And
And what month was that? Was back in October, wasn't it?
I believe so, somewhere in that time. Or was
Yeah,
it before? No, it was before Bimbo passed away
because Bimbo was there.
because she was there and I had to keep blocking her because she was a distraction.
Oh, okay. Typical.
So, so
Bimbo likes to
typical.
slowly do. Used to like to slowly do the takeover on every show so that she appeared.
Oh, if she wasn't getting the attention, then there would be, distractions
Yep.
galore.
Yeah.
So,
There's the attention that she is warranted.
yeah, so it must have been July or August.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be the time frame in there. That was funny though. Um, so I got a special request from A Simple Life. Hello, A Simple Life. And she wanted me to ask you some questions. She hunted me down in Honors Live last night, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but then she went and because I was working, I didn't see her come in, and I ignored her, not purposefully. But then she left the list of questions on one of my videos. So
Ah, I'm
yeah,
nervous now.
you're nervous now, huh?
Wow.
She did well. She did well. And she was a big contributor to the first interview. So thank you very much, A Simple Life. I do appreciate it.
Thank
Hello,
you, Simple Life.
Weston. Welcome, welcome. Drifter, did I miss you? Good to see you. If I did, it's been a while. It's always good. Hope you're doing well. So let's get to A Simple Life's questions. Hello, Willie, Mr. Radio.
Willie.
Uh, A Simple Life, and everybody in the chat, I'm sure, wants to know, how did you meet your girlfriend? How did you meet the
Ooh.
ghost, Miss Kathy?
Well, I was working on a job, and it was just when we were starting out in with the family business, and I was in business with my brother and my father at the time, and she happened to be the nanny of the family that we were renovating their basement for,
Mhm.
and we had met and slowly got to know each other over a period of time, which led to we fell in love, and I ended up taking her away from that family, and she became
Wow.
my nanny, and she's been looking after me ever since.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, I am.
I bet
Yeah,
right
but
now she could probably use a nanny herself.
I think so.
It doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get, luckily, I think Chris has had to take up some slack out of me as I've aged. So, there's just some things I don't do. Or we call and hire someone to do it, what I can't do
I
anymore.
know.
Yeah.
I know. Like I had this new place that we bought. I had a critter living underneath the mudroom in the back.
Mm,
It's a build-on room to the house. And a couple of years ago, I would have trapped the thing myself. This
mhm.
time around, I just called the
Critter
pros,
getter.
and I just wanted it done. The critter getter, and
Yeah.
they set up traps, and there was more than one critter.
Oh,
There
wow.
was
Yeah.
like four raccoons, or no, one raccoon and three skunks.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
That's
the
like
good thing
Virginia
about
Woolf's
skunks,
like Virginia Woolf's place. Did you ever see that one video he did where there were cats, uh, skunk, raccoons. I mean, I don't know how many animals. There may have been a woodchuck living under there. Like he
Yeah.
had a bunch of animals at one
Did the
time.
skunks end up spraying anything down there?
No, that's the thing about skunks. They don't spray their own home. They
Okay.
don't. They keep clear of, from what I hear, and here it was apparent that they don't mess around too close to their own quarters.
Okay.
Spartan Dan said, "Rocking the nanny instead of the cradle." So, how
You
many
got it,
years?
Dan.
Then you've been together a lot of years.
Yeah,
Wow.
33, 34. It
Wow.
was lost track.
Congratulations.
Since about 89.
89. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mm.
That's amazing. Very good. Good for
yeah.
you. Good for
Yeah,
her for putting up with you that long.
Well, this year
I
will
know.
mark your 36th year. So it's 35 years so far and counting.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yep.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, well,
Reeling in the years, stowing away the time.
Yeah, I hope I get
that's
another
right.
good 10 years with Chris. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to outlive us both. You know?
Who, me?
Yep.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about
I
that.
don't know.
Hello, Camellia. Good to see you. I love your name and your little icon there. That's gorgeous.
I always,
Go ahead.
with camellia, I always get it wrong. I do it a couple of ways. I say camellia a couple of times, but that didn't sound right to me. So I started saying camellia.
Yeah, well, we have a camellia out in the yard. It should be blooming soon, I think. Hey, Angela,
Huh.
good to see you. We're kind of just kicking things off, so I think you've only missed one question. Oh, and Angela Critters turned me on to this stuff called Kinder's caramelized butter seasoning. Oh my gosh, I put it on my hamburgers tonight. It was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
With onions, and I use it on popcorn. It's really good.
It goes on your burger or on your popcorn?
You can put it on anything you want. Soup, salads,
Wow.
burger, anything. It is so good. It's making
Oh.
my mouth water now. Hello,
Sounds like you have
Weston.
to, sounds like you got to get a little hookup on your belt loop to just put that in there when you need it. You can just pull it out and salt whatever you want and put it back in your belt loop.
Oh yeah.
Utility belt, like Batman
yeah.
had.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I hung up my my tool belt, so you know. I shouldn't say
Yeah.
that. I'm getting ready to build some raised garden beds. So
Oh, okay. Out of what? What kind of lumber?
cedar.
Yeah. What size though? Like 2 by 8 or?
I have 2x4s. I have 4x4s. So I'm going to
Oh
see
yeah.
what I end up with because I have to also do a repair to my old cedar beds.
Cedar's a
Right.
good
So-
wood. It's very
Bug resistant, rot
Yep.
resistant.
It's
Weather
not cheap though.
resistant.
Yeah. You
No.
pay for it.
No.
Yeah.
And cedar keeps for a long time. We use it out here for decks and fences a lot,
Mhm.
and we have a lot of it in Canada.
Okay.
It's one of our big producer products here.
Mhm.
So the only thing about cedar is it turns gray after, if you don't treat it, it
Mhm.
turns gray after a certain amount of years.
Okay.
You guys hear some noise?
That's me typing.
Oh, okay.
I promise
Turns
it's not a
gray if you
rodent.
don't treat it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So next question from A Simple Life was, this is a hard one because, well, I still learn all the time, but what is one thing you learned in life after the age of 50?
That the woman is always right.
It's about dang time you learned that.
Yeah, it took him that long to figure it out. He's a slow learner.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I wish you
Well-
told me, Chris.
Chris learned a long time ago to just say, what, honey?
Yes, dear.
Yeah. I didn't hear you that time.
I said yes, dear.
Yeah, that's right.
Or just
Yeah.
like that, like the meme video. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. And then the reply is, my name's Jeff. Same voice.
Oh gosh. Yeah. But he'll say that to me sometimes. Yes, dear. And I just
I'm gonna punch him, but you're in public.
I know, right? No, he's pretty good. He puts up with me. So I don't know
That's
how.
good.
All right. So next question from A Simple Life. She wants to know, why do you hate Journey so much?
Because they suck. No, they don't. Bimbo used to say, "No artist, no band
Um,
sucks. It's just a
but
matter of opinion and taste."
she hated Journey though.
She
She
hated
really
Queen, which is like one of the most awesome rock and roll bands ever.
right. And their
Well, it had
vocalists
one
have
of the
an
best singers,
Oh yeah,
rock and
of
roll
all time.
singers
Right.
ever.
right. And let's give Steve Perry some credit. He has an amazing range. You
Yeah, he
know.
has a range, but he's so theatrical. It makes me sick.
I mean, one beef I have against Journey is just the emotional overwrought quality of all their songs. You know,
Yeah,
and also again we've touched on this in earlier shows. The born and raised in South Detroit, that place doesn't exist. There is no South Detroit. You're in Canada when you go south of Detroit. He should have sung it. Born and raised in Windsor, Ontario. I mean, that would have worked. They would have been a geographically existing place. And, you know, it'd be great. A missed opportunity. Just like
All
the
right,
song should have
Chris.
been Little Blue Subaru instead of Little Red Corvette, you know, but
Yeah, right.
Angela Critter says, I learned to play canasta after 50.
Oh, neat. My grandparents played canasta. Loved that game.
I learned it at a young age, but then I forgot how to play, and
I forgot how to
haven't
play too.
played it since.
Well, I
I
remember
don't know
too.
how to play canasta. Is that a
Card
dice game?
No, it's a card game. Usually 4 people, and
Oh, okay.
One way you can frustrate the other team is to freeze the deck, and then this deck keeps getting larger and larger, and you kind of run out of cards. That's one thing I remember about it. But
right.
yeah, it's a fun game, but I've forgotten the nuance of the game. I used to know how to play cribbage as well. That's a good one.
Yeah, that I never learned. So the final word from A Simple Life is Steve Perry is awesome.
Now, Jerry got a Journey supporter in here. That's good.
Now I did get to see them with who was it? REO Speedwagon, Styx, and Journey. It was several years ago, though.
Yeah, that was a triple bill.
Yeah, and
80s schlockiness. It was awesome.
we saw him with your dad and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think your dad bought the tickets too.
I think so. Yeah, I think he wanted to go to that show, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Styx I would have sat through. I mean, just to hear, you know, their older stuff. Like I can't remember the name of any of it offhand, but Grand Illusion, that album was
Crystal
good.
Ball. Crystal Ball and Equinox will always be my favorites.
And Equinox, yeah. Yeah, they were, and Grand Illusion. That was an album of its own, right? And that was a little bit hoppy and a little, like not my most taste in music. But
yeah, Mr. Roboto was on the cusp for me. And then, well, Paradise Theater was a bit over the top, but it still had some good songs.
Yeah.
I mean, and I do like theater and I love productions. So Paradise Theater was in that realm. Okay. So was Mr. Roboto in a more technical, but you know, Dennis DeYoung liked theater and musical type stuff. And
my favorite later era song from them was Dr. Righteous. It's a great video on MTV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
Did you ever check out the latest from Little Feat? Little Feat?
Not the latest, no.
No.
That new album.
It's a solid album. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they have a couple of good songs on there. It's just like you would expect from Little Feat, the same sort of style and genre for sure of music. And yeah, not bad. Better than the latest Black Crowes album. If you're a fan of them, their latest album tanked, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're local. We hadn't heard them. I didn't even know they had a new album out.
Yeah, they have a
So,
new one out, and it sounds. The vocals, he's coming in sounding like he did in one song of all the songs sort of sound like the one song vocally.
Right. Okay.
Which song is that again? Hard to Handle, I think it was.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All the songs start off sort of like, "Baby, here I am, a man on the scene."
Mm-hmm.
I think that's Hard to Handle.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Right.
is it?
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
they all
believe
sort
That's
of
so.
right.
start like that.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of
I did hear a
guess
few.
they.
We listened to a few cuts off of "Waiting for Columbus" from that was their landmark live album from Little Feat.
Oh, okay.
That's just great. I mean, I
There you
love
go.
that version of Dixie Chicken. Just
Mm-hmm.
outstanding.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Little Feat
saw.
we're talking about now. Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw a Little
Yeah.
Feat some years ago.
Many years ago, it was over in Stone Mountain,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
of course,
See,
this is all. I would have loved to have seen Lil George in
Yeah.
concert live. That
Mm.
Yeah.
he passed on in '79, so he's been gone
Yeah.
for a long time.
Misadventure with Drugs, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he died of a heart attack after eating an entire pizza by himself. But yeah, his heart was shot. It's,
Oh, I could only hope to
alcohol
go
and
that
cocaine.
way.
Yeah.
I could only hope to go after
You're like-
eating a whole pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, that'd be
He
awesome.
just bad truck stop pizza got it down him in. But
Yeah.
many years of
Wow.
alcohol and cocaine use contributed.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
his,
yeah. Definitely.
demise, sadly.
Oh,
So-
yeah. He parties.
Yeah. So, hey, Rita. Hey, H. Lamar. Sam's Glove.
Hi,
Haven't
everybody.
seen you in a while, but you've hit me up before. You know we don't have gloves, but Angela says she does have a oh wait, I have to go down for this. Angela says, Sam, I have a box of clear disposable underwear in my sink and a box of black gloves in the garage, leather yard gloves, and burgundy leather dressy gloves. Ooh la la, Angela Critters.
Wow,
She's
you're ready for
prepared
the
for
weekend.
anything.
Yeah.
She's prepared of anything. So things we didn't know about Angela Critters.
Yeah.
There
I
you
don't know
go.
Angela Critters, but I
Oh,
want
you'd
to
love
now.
Angela Critters. She's just adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She was born and raised in Atlanta, and she's married and has been for many years and lives in Charlotte area.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
her. She's a dog lover. She adopts dogs that need homes. She's an adopter. She adopts sickly dogs, ugly dogs, wheezy dogs.
Dogs with a stutter, dogs
Oh,
with
yeah.
a lisp.
So she's a later adopter instead of an early adopter.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, no, she's awesome. And she does a lot of cakes, ooey gooey cakes, you know.
She makes
Dump
cakes?
Yeah, well, their ooey gooey cakes are kind of like dump cakes. You just throw stuff in it and cook it. And she does like an almond
Ooey
joy
gooey.
type, and she does caramel apple. She does a little of this, a
Oh,
little
yeah.
of that. She's vegetarian, so she does a lot of vegetarian dishes, or
Nice. I like
Yeah.
that.
tells you which fake meats to stay away from. You know,
Right.
yeah.
All of them.
So, and we love Angela. So, Spartan Dan says that Buddy Roll song is funny and cool. I don't know what he's talking about.
Nope.
Nope. The Kinder seasoning is, I think it's up there, Jen. It's butter, caramelized butter, Kinder's caramelized butter, onion, something like that. Let me get it. Everybody's wanting to know the Kinders. There you go. Angela turned me on to that stuff too. Caramelized onion butter powder. Delicious,
wow.
delicious.
What do you put that on? Like chips?
I put it on popcorn. I put it on my hamburgers tonight. She puts it in.
Yeah.
I've seen her use it in soups.
Yeah,
mean, it's
it could be
good
good
for
on
everything.
fries or potatoes.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow, I gotta look for that.
Yeah.
Got a feeling I won't find it.
Walmart has it.
Really?
I order it for pickup from Walmart. Yeah.
At where the food department of Walmart? Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I order my groceries. Chris picks them up. It's free
Oh
if you
yeah.
order over
And you
$35.
just pull into the designated spot and open up your trunk, and they just load up the goodies and send you on your way.
Oh,
All for
oh,
free.
very nice.
Yeah.
All for free. I don't have to waste my time in a store.
Yeah,
And
there's a few grocery chains that do that actually.
yeah.
good.
Because I remember doing that at was it? I don't know if you have them down there. You wouldn't have them down there. Uh, Fresco is a popular chain up here, but it's run
Mhm.
by the. I don't think any of your major food chains are the same. Do you would you have any of the Loblaws brand?
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
Nope.
no. So
Just Walmart. That's probably all we have
yeah,
in common. Yeah.
yeah. No,
Well,
we might have adopted some of yours because that's just bigger American businesses branching out into Canada. But I
do you have
doubt
any
any of our.
Publix or Kroger?
No.
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 Yeah, I've heard of Kroger's.
Mm-hmm.
Kroger.
No. Yeah, they would be in Michigan. But we have Tim Hortons now. So
Yeah, yeah. They're not that popular though.
Really?
Not
yeah,
like
I
they
don't
are
know.
here.
Right.
Here they're on every corner.
Yeah, I know Spartan Dan likes them. So
Yeah.
that's where he gets his coffee. Now here they sell it in the store and we have little shops too.
Well, and of course, there's the ubiquitous Starbucks. Lewis
Right.
Black had a great routine about the end of the universe, and the end of the universe was in the middle intersection between a Starbucks across from a Starbucks.
Yeah.
At that point, you could
That's
build
pretty good.
no more Starbucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Too
It's
damn many
saturated.
Starbucks. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So
Wow.
Jen has another question. Now this is a little tough. I know it's going to be tough, but who's your second favorite subscriber since she's your favorite subscriber?
Oh, she takes both spots.
Oh, she
Number
takes
one and
both.
number two.
Good
Yeah.
answer. Good answer.
She has such a big personality that yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
I thought she would have already assumed that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we love Simple Life. I mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
She's awesome. She is awesome. And Simple Life, if you want to, we have a mod. Do you want to, if you want to share uh, a link, just ask a mod to do that. I think that would be Rita or Faye could share a link if you'd like. Yeah, Jennifer says Tim Horton is very popular in Michigan.
Oh,
Have
okay.
you never gone to Starbucks, Rita? Rita, you're not missing anything, in my opinion. I think it tastes like burnt coffee and it's overpriced. I've done it at airports when we've gotten in at like midnight and I've got to drive. But I avoid them if, if at all possible.
I've been to one maybe once every 3 to 5 years, and then it's like,
When your friend was in the cancer hospital, we went to
Yeah.
one to
Mhm.
just grab a coffee and a bite to eat because it was a long day.
right.
Yeah,
So
that's the only time I've been in a Starbucks is at a hospital.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, which makes them even more unpleasant. So
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah.
your memory of Starbucks. Ugh. Okay, so all right, back to regularly scheduled content. Thank you, Jennifer, for those, or Simple Life for those questions. They were awesome. Now we'll get right into it. And H. Lamar, great to see you. And he had asked us questions. So our last
Headley.
interview, I think I left with more questions, and you left with more answers, which is why we scheduled the second interview.
Yeah.
But let's talk about more on your Royal Conservatory of Music.
Right.
Pardon me, your education and your studies. Now, what all instruments do you play besides the keyboards?
Well, now basically it is just the piano and organ and any keyboard related instruments because I haven't really picked up any for a while. But over the years, I played extensively saxophone for 6 plus years. I was
Mhm.
I was taught. I took lessons for 6 years,
Oh wow.
and I played for a couple extra. And I played cello. I took lessons for a little over 3 years.
Wow.
Um, and well, it was a school thing. I was given a cello when I was like 7 years
Mhm.
old, I guess, 8 years old, and then I moved on to a saxophone when I got in. Oh, I guess a couple of years later,
Was it?
whatever.
Did you play alto or tenor more?
I started on a tenor, and at the end, I was playing a baritone
Oh
sax.
wow. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
and it
heavy,
was
huge.
it was it has that loop at the top.
Hmm.
It's nice to play because all you have to do, especially on the lower notes, is just blow it and as hard as you can, and it gives out like a foghorn of a noise.
Hmm.
And I had already learned to play when I got one in my hands,
Hmm.
and I found playing it was easier than playing the tenor.
Interesting.
Yeah, but when you're reaching for the high notes, it's harder to get higher
Oh, okay.
on a baritone than it is on a tenor, but
Mhm.
it's easier to get lower.
Hmm.
Well, I guess they're both kind of the same, but I don't know. I just found the baritone so much easier,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and
Yes. So
the
what
musical.
genre was it? Was it like big band, jazz, Clarence Clemens type inspired? Or
Well, it was a little bit of big band.
Mhm.
And it was a little bit of more jazzier stuff
Hmm.
in the end on the baritone. With the tenor, when I was first taught instructions, it was the first year or two was a lot of like, well, he's not, yeah, well, he's a jolly good fellow, or the ones you usually hear marching bands sort of
Right,
play.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it takes
Mhm.
quite a
Uh,
while to work your way up to Charlie Parker. It's just
Big time. Like
Yeah.
it never.
yeah, and then
I Most of my learning I did on the side that I learned the good stuff, like how to
mhm.
play, do the sax solo from Can't You Hear Me Knocking or
Oh, that's a
iconic
wonderful
sax
song.
solos. Yeah,
That's
we
one of
used
my
to,
favorite Rolling Stone songs, and that was that song proved that they could do a long jam, and that's why they recorded it because they wanted to prove that they could do something beyond a 3 minute pop tune. So
yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was the blend of some very good artists there on that, smeared on that canvas of a song that
hmm,
really made it something special
absolutely.
with between keys on the saxophone and Mick Taylor on the guitar and
Hmm.
Keith on the rhythm guitar. Uh, you have like talkings of an ultimate mix. I was
Right.
listening to Paul McCartney talking the other day, and they asked Paul McCartney what his iconic four-piece band mix would be. Like which artist he would pick to be
Hmm.
in his ultimate four-piece band.
Okay.
And so for drummer, he picked John Bonham from Led Zeppelin.
Wow.
From
Okay.
for bass, he didn't pick himself. No, he picked John Entwistle from the Who.
Okay.
Mm.
For guitar, he picked Jimi Hendrix,
Okay.
Wow.
and for lead singer, he picked Elvis.
Wow. What a combo that
Yeah,
would be.
Be
yeah.
a lot of ego in that band.
Oh yeah, that'd be a tough one to get. There'd be four dressing rooms for sure.
So
Yeah.
funny. I don't usually watch them, but I had a Jimmy Fallon thing pop up, and I guess Paul McCartney actually requested to meet Snoop Dogg once.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Both at one time big smokers
Mhm.
Yeah,
of
and
pot.
yeah, but he said that Paul wasn't too interested, but Woody Harrelson came up and kind of hijacked the whole interview, and
Oh
Paul
yeah, he
kind of
was
just
too.
wandered away at some point
Uh-huh.
because Woody Harrelson came and I guess they were smoking whatever. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Paul gave that up. He doesn't smoke anymore. They asked
well,
him why or what. He said that I said my views haven't changed on it. He said I don't need it anymore.
hmm
That's his answer.
yeah,
Mhm.
So
wow,
whatever.
wow. I guess at this point he wants to live as long as he can, you know.
Yeah, it would be, yeah, with all that money.
Yeah, yeah, and an attractive wife. So it's good
Like
he's
number
got.
3 or 4, which I've got lost count, but yeah.
No, he's only been married to one woman, I think, after Linda, right?
No,
I
no.
think. No?
He had that one woman with the prosthetic leg who turned out to be a real bitch.
Oh, that's
And
right. That's
Wait,
right. I
what's
forgot
the
about her.
I
I'd
forget her
forgotten all
name
about her.
now.
One-legged bitch.
The one-legged, yeah, biatch. Here she comes, the one-legged biatch.
so, so did you have any like big band musicians that you really enjoyed, or jazz musicians from playing the
Yeah,
sax?
but I've long forgotten the names.
Hmm.
Like I like Take Five and some of that's Brubeck, I think,
Brubeck.
wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, awesome. Yeah,
And
classic.
Gary Mullins was a classic. It was a really good
right,
jazz bass baritone sax player.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I know that name, and
Mhm.
mostly, yeah, I haven't remembered a lot because I haven't kept up with it, and I don't really listen to that music that much these days. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I've listened to anything really like heavy jazz
Hmm.
or big band, especially. I'll
I used
watch
to.
on TV on
Mhm.
YouTube anything
Hmm.
I can get my hands on, but
Mhm.
not so
Yeah.
much these days.
Yeah.
So tell us how you really feel about Dave Sanborn.
Dave Sanborn. Oh, well, I could not stop telling you how I feel about him because, but I could sum it up in one video. There's this iconic video where Eric Clapton and, that singer, country sort of singer, the girl who was married to the bicycle star with one testicle,
Oh, Lance Armstrong,
uh,
Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow. Yeah, Eric Clapton and Sheryl Crow were doing Little Wing and Clapton's version, and Dave Sanborn was on saxophone. And at one point, he just stole the show with a sax solo, and then he started leading a sax solo with Eric Clapton's lead guitar solo. And Eric and everybody was looking over and smiling at him. But the best part was the smile that Eric gave him at one point, like, "Wow, that was awesome." And he gave a smile back too. Yeah, you have to check it out. It's a great video. All you have to do is boot up Sheryl Crow, Eric Clapton, Little Wing, and live, and you'll get it.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a
Hopefully, it
great
sounds a
video.
lot different than all of his other songs.
No, you may be thinking of Kenny G.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, Kenny
Totally
G.
different artist. About to say
Kenny
Yeah.
G.
Kenny
Oh, I
G.
could go
But
on about David Sanborn, his work with David Bowie, and
yeah.
there's a new album I just discovered. It's not that new, but it's newish. It's David Bowie. It's called Cracked Actor. It was the name of one of his songs. And it's
Mhm.
David Bowie live in Los Angeles, 1974. So it has Dave Sanborn. It has Earl Slick on guitar. It has, I forget the piano player now, but a really good pianist and some great vocalists. And it, it, uh, it's a really good album.
Mhm.
There's another album like it. been out since Bowie put it out in '74, and that's David Live, and it's a David Live album from the Philadelphia Tower, and that was 1974 also, and David Sanborn was the saxophonist there that entire tour.
Hmm.
Uh,
Wow.
yeah, but if you that's a he does all the songs that he does on that David Live album,
Mhm.
only because it's the same tour, only he does them a little differently. I'm really
Mhm.
enjoying listening to it several times now.
Wow. So
Yeah.
who in the chat would have guessed that Mark was a big fan of Dave Sanborn? I mean, I'm kind of shocked and impressed.
Why? I like I try and listen to the finest of artists of each instrument and
Mm.
genre if I can, to figure out what their greatness is. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
musicians
No.
can appreciate artists in a lot more genres than non-musicians can. I mean, if you're not a musician, you don't get pushed to delve into these different genres because you're not getting paid to play in them. You're not studying them, so
Mhm.
they can appreciate different genres a lot better than
Mhm.
your
I can
average
see
band
that.
has one or two genres that they stick with, and that's it. You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
mean, there's so much ground to cover when you're listening to music and picking your favorite and trying to the pick the best of what you like, just to cover there, let alone listen to everything that's
Mhm.
Right.
that's out there.
Well, and I think
And
we
like
know
we were
from.
saying, there's no bad musicians. There's because it's just probably a musician doing something that's not in your taste.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Right. Right. And I don't know. I think we know from doing Bimbo's show, right? Like we might come up with a list of our top 11 whatever songs from whatever subject we were doing, but that could change on a daily basis.
Yeah,
You know, a lot of it has to do with mood or, you know, interest changing at the moment or, you know,
exactly.
yeah. I
Some
mean,
new insight or some new story that you get about the nature of the song and
mhm,
when it was recorded or who influenced it or
mhm,
what the session was like when it was recorded or
mhm,
oh they brought in a different producer to make that album and it had this or that impact. I mean, it just you go down the rabbit hole and it's that story, that context behind the
mhm,
music that makes it
mhm.
more meaningful.
Yeah, it
For
was like
sure.
I went down a rabbit hole about Ronnie Spector um,
Oh yeah.
last night, and I didn't realize that. I know that Stevie Van Zandt was producing some of the stuff that she did post Phil Spector, you know, and I was
Hmm.
impressed by that even because I didn't know
Yeah.
that, and I should, that he wrote and produced a lot of songs, you know, but that's what I
He
get
was in the
like
E
with
Street
the.
Band, and he acted in Sopranos, so he did
I mean, he's
protein
had an
interests.
amazing life and career, you know, but
Stevie Van Zandt.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a problem
Yeah.
with me
You're
doing
lucky.
the trivia, and it does take a while to do the trivias because I go down these rabbit holes and I learn so
Oh
much,
yeah.
but I love it.
I
I
could see
love it.
you be susceptible to that
Oh
doing
yeah.
trivia.
Yeah, if I just use somebody else's trivia, it would make it easy, but I do like doing the research and learning and all of that stuff that comes with it. So I
For
enjoy it.
sure.
Even though I'm hosting the trivia, I enjoy it as much as everybody else because I'm learning a lot. So,
Yeah, maybe more so.
oh yeah, yeah. So, are there any new bands or discoveries that you've come across lately?
Ooh, what has come up lately? Let me see. Hmm, not really. Just that a few new albums that didn't know existed from various artists, like that David Bowie example I just gave.
Hmm.
Um, but on a whole, the later music nothing's been impressing me. There hasn't been any major contributions by any major contributors like it was constantly, it seems, a few years ago when albums were being produced. You were
Mhm.
getting some works of art. If you ask
Mm.
me, many a year during the, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s even. And now, as these contributors are disappearing, dying off,
Mhm.
like your Joe Cockers and your um, Beatles and your whatever, um, we're losing a lot of music, a lot of well, they weren't contributing that much in the later years, anyways. But the shoes aren't being filled at the same rate anymore. That we just don't have, if you ask me, that much
Mhm.
great music out there.
It's a
Mhm.
reflection of how the industry is structured now. They don't
Yeah,
promote bands; they promote individual artists, and
right.
the record companies have songwriters come in and write songs for the individual artist that has the right look or the right vibe,
Right,
and they have a whole
right.
cadre of musicians to
That they got off of like America's Got Talent and
mhm.
these
Well, most of the
big
America's
shows.
Got Talents folks, they are industry retreads that they're
Mhm.
trying to hype into a famous person. So,
Right.
Right.
so
Right.
yeah,
A lot of those people already have an album or two
that
out.
that was a dud, and then
Mhm.
the show is a way to reintroduce them to the audience.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Perfect. Yeah.
it's the singer songwriter is dead, unfortunately. I mean,
Mhm.
they're
Yeah.
out there, but they're toiling in obscurity, sadly.
Mhm.
What a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. Hey,
That's
Robin
where
M.
some of the best art was coming from. The album itself was a beautiful thing, but between the art on the cover
Mhm.
to the contributors, like it made took the music producer to a whole different level, and
Mhm.
studio musicians. Um, I think that a lot has been lost
Mhm.
since
I agree.
they've stopped producing albums.
Mhm.
Mhm. Hey,
Absolutely.
Tribbles. Hey, Robin. Robin, I haven't seen you singing lately. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, Triples. Hi, Robin.
Um, but yeah, Robin said, "Hey, I was listening. David Sanborn played sax with David Bowie in 1974 Diamond Dog Tour."
That's right. That's the one I'm talking about. And that also was, if you haven't heard it, Robin, the David Live album, Live from the Philadelphia Tower. And the new, it's not new, it's about 10 years old, but it's newish, called Crack Actor, also from the 1974 tour. Great
Mhm.
albums. The way the saxophone weaves with the guitar, weaves with the piano, weaves with all the vocals is just, have a listen. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
and, pick your favorite song out of that you can see there and listen to it. It's just done beautifully.
Mhm.
Stop me, otherwise I won't stop on this.
Hey,
Talking about
hey,
the
Tribbles, thanks for asking people to hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Certainly do. Uh, yeah, and I think that the big thing that happened recently that, call it what it is, was Beyonce's cowboy western type thing. That
mm,
that caught a lot of attention. But I mean, uh, sorry, but we have black cowboys here in Atlanta that ride their horses down the street in the city. So, you know,
yeah.
you know, black people being cowboys isn't a stretch for most people. So,
It
No,
wasn't a
not
stretch.
since
It wasn't a
Cleavon
stretch
Little.
historically either. Yeah.
yeah, right.
It
So,
wasn't
I don't.
wasn't it was it Cleavon Little who was in Blazing Saddles?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Great film. You
Hmm.
can't make that film in 2025 for sure.
No, no, no,
No.
no.
Ooh, Angela Critters. Her mom made her take her little brother to see the monkeys, and Jimi Hendrix was the opening act.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, twist my arm.
What a
That's
shame you had to
awesome.
go to that. Did you go and enjoy it, Angela? You know, I think
Um,
in Italian it's pronounced Angela.
Angela.
Angela or
Of
Angelo.
course, I'm sure poor old Jimi Hendrix didn't get but half the mixing board as the opening act, but I'm
Yeah,
sure he blew away the monkeys. And there was a whole bunch of confused fans just going, who is this man?
Hmm.
And why is he
right,
here?
What was that?
right. What is he doing
Yeah,
to us?
yeah, yeah,
No, he used
yeah.
to. He's warn. There's that iconic film, and I think he did it regularly. He used to warn the audience about their ears. Cover your ears, he used to say before the show. This gets loud. Have you ever seen that? Jimi
No.
Hendrix warning everybody. Oh yeah, at the beginning he's warning everybody, cover your ears, this gets loud.
Yeah, that would have been a great show to see.
Oh,
And what
Hendrix would
a
have
mix,
been.
though. You go from pop to, and then the monkeys didn't could have done much better if they wouldn't, tied into what the studio wanted, right? The
Yeah, monkeying around
And there
like
would have
that.
been a lot
I
of
think they later did play
bands,
their own
though.
instruments and toured as a band.
They did
Mhm.
learn it eventually. Some of them did. Like Peter Tork was it?
Hmm.
Yes.
And there was Peter Tork, Mickey Dolenz. Um, am I alone here on remembering monkeys? Um, that's all I can remember from the monkeys right now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
The Yeah, and it's funny too. A reoccurring theme on a lot of the. I did a trivia last night with '60s music, and a lot of those artists, "Respect," made famous by Aretha Franklin, was actually a Otis Redding song that he wrote and
hmm,
performed,
hmm,
right? But he
yeah.
performed it as like, "Hey, I worked all day. I'm the man of the house. When I come home, I expect some respect here." You
Oh
know,
wow.
so it's funny how uh, back then a lot of artists, right, within Motown especially, they would write these songs, they'd perform a song, it would do well, but then they'd rehash it with another artist, and then it would go, number one and be the greatest thing
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
So, and there was a lot of that that went on, and I don't know how much of that goes on today,
Hmm.
but it'd be interesting to know, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when you
for
think of
sure.
Otis Redding, I mean, I loved Otis Redding as an artist, but him singing that song would have been a little bit like, I can understand why it didn't do well,
Hmm.
you know? So,
Yeah, yeah. A pissed off
um,
Otis Redding. Where my slippers, bitch? Where my dinner?
oh gosh,
I've been
there's
working all day.
there's so many crazy songs back then, but I don't know. I kind of like some of the crazy songs that were back then, right?
Yeah, like when are
So,
you talking 60 in the 60s? Some of the nuttier songs?
60s, 70s, even 80s. Like we were talking about this song, I'm Gonna Snatch Your Weave Off. And there
Oh,
was
yeah.
a Joe Tex one, Ain't Gonna Bump No More with No Big Fat Woman. You know,
Remember Spiders and Snakes by Jim Stafford?
oh, yeah.
Or
The Streak,
The Streak? Yeah, or My Ding-a-Ling by John,
Barry.
Chuck
Uh,
Chuck Berry.
Berry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. And there was a telephone man. Hey, baby, I'm your telephone man. If
I
you
didn't
tell
hear that
me,
one.
you don't know that one? If
No.
you tell me where you want it, then I'll put it where I can. I can put it in the
Right.
bedroom. I can put it in the hall. I can put it in the bathroom. I can put it on the wall. Singing, hey, lolly, lolly. But that's crazy. I mean, I like that stupid stuff. And anything Roger Miller, like Chris had never heard of Roger Miller, so I've subjected him to it on one trip that we
Oh
took.
yeah, I've heard Roger Miller before.
Oh yeah, he was great. And I loved Danny Kaye. He was
Oh
so
yeah,
awesome. He had all those tongue twisters he could do, like from the Indies to the Andes in my undies and all
yeah,
those great
right, yeah,
songs.
yeah, yeah. He starred in some good movies. Never mind.
Oh,
Danny
the
Kaye.
Life
We're
and
talking
Times,
about the
yeah, Life and Times of Walter Mitty. I mean,
yeah,
a great movie. What a
yeah.
great movie. But that's the other thing. They've rehashed a lot of movies, like the
Oh yeah,
In-Laws and I love the original In-Laws. I didn't even bother seeing the second one. Cheaper by the Dozen. That
yeah,
that was great.
yeah.
The original was great. The book was great. I like the book. So I don't know. I mean, you see a lot of rehashed stuff.
Oh yeah. And
Oh
then
yeah.
now they've been making movies for so long, they've rehashed and rehashed. They got
Hmm.
remakes on top of remakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they made a remake of Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. I mean, what was left unresolved in the original
I know.
Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla that they needed
Right.
to redo that?
Hmm.
I did know on a recent flight watch the original Godzilla movie.
Oh yeah.
It was
Nice.
a great film. I mean, it's funny. Godzilla doesn't really come on screen until I don't know, maybe 25, 30 minutes into the film. It's more
Oh
of a mystery
wow.
of, did this creature even exist? And
Hmm.
they were probably saving money on the sets and the costumes.
Right.
Godzilla didn't get as much screen time in that movie, but
Yeah.
it
He
was
was
more about
busy on the other set. He was busy on the Rodan set that day, so they couldn't film him so much.
Mm-hmm.
I know Mothra was my favorite.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mothra.
Oh yeah. Yep. Uh, yeah. So I don't know if Robin's still here, but I know Robin has done some singing on Camp Gmail. Uh,
Oh, I
and
didn't
I
know
want to,
that.
yeah, and I was going to bring up, I'm pretty sure it was Camp Gmail I saw Robin on, or was it Pendar's?
Well, Robin,
He-
you got to answer that. I'd like to know.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen her. Maybe it was supposed to be a secret. Hey,
Maybe.
Terry, good to see
I
you.
doubt it.
Um, but I did want to bring up Camp Gmail doing Kirk Fest coming up. So, if any of you don't know, there's a guy, Kirk, who is pretty popular around a lot of the indie music sites, and he's been a YouTuber. His wife has done some YouTube. They've been around a lot of different communities, I guess. But Kirk Kasbrick died in a
Oh,
fire. He didn't
oh
die in the
wow.
fire, but he got severe burns, and I guess because of the smoke inhalation, he was
He
brain
passed
dead.
on. Oh,
So they donated his organs. Um, yeah, so they did the
wow.
heroes walk and everything, but they've been doing his wife. They lost everything right after
Oh,
Christmas. I think this happened a
wow.
week after or right after New Year's, somewhere in there. But they lost
Bummer.
everything. So a lot of the music community has been doing fundraisers, or they're donating any proceeds from their shows to um, to Justine, his wife. Um,
Right.
but that's
Well,
what they're doing with this Kurt Fest, and it was supposed to be another festival, but now they've renamed it Kurt Fest on Camp G Maze, and that is coming out.
Crookfest.
He's done some promos on that. You can look at his website for dates. But so Kurt had I think it was supposed to be Indie Fest, but Kurt had a vision. He wanted to see 40 artists perform, over
Oh,
40 artists perform for this festival.
right.
So what they're doing is they're calling on any musicians, any singers, anyone who wants to participate I think there are 22 artists for this festival. This is a virtual festival. It's online. So any artist that would like to perform on that, contact Camp Gmail, and he can
Yeah.
tell you what's required. And Mark, have you thought about like contacting him and maybe doing Bimbo's song on that?
Which song from Bimbo?
You wrote a song for Bimbo.
Oh, I wrote the lyrics. I didn't write the song. So that would have been the robot song. I don't know if that's
Mm.
appropriate. It
No, there was another song you did, I believe.
Give me your luggage, please. No?
No, no. I believe
The or the retention bond
it
one?
was a very serious song, but it was all no vocals.
The after Bimbo passed away.
Yes,
The sort of
something like "There'd Never
classical
Be
sort of number.
Another" or something like that. Was it?
Um, they Erica, they broke the mold.
Yes,
It was called.
yes,
Yeah, I wrote that for her that day, and I
yes,
decided to put it up on YouTube, and
yes.
it's up to 1,000 views now.
It's a
Good. Wow.
beautiful
That's great.
song. It's a very beautiful song.
Yeah, I was shows you what you can throw together
Uh,
just at the by it was just my feelings. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
this is a
And
link to that song for those who haven't seen it. It's a beautiful, beautiful song.
it's just a instrumental, and it's sort of it's a spiritual sort of song, I guess.
Hmm. But
I
I'd
don't know
love
what
for
to
you to
say.
play that on Camp Gmail if you could hook that up. And I think if, since there are going to be so many artists, I'm sure that he can open slots for East Coast, move East Coast to West Coast. Now, some of these people like Axe and Nachos from Toronto, they're they usually stay up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern time to play on Camp Gmail open mic. But
Yeah, yeah,
mhm. But I
I
think if
would.
you
Yeah,
wanted an early slot, he could maybe arrange that. But they're
I
really pushing to
wouldn't.
get 44 artists for this
Yeah.
virtual concert. And some of these artists, y'all, if you haven't been over to see what happens over there, it's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, they have some not top notch, but really good artists there, and
Mhm.
they use half decent equipment, so it's usually always nice and clear and not any amateur sort of sounding stuff.
Mhm.
Gary insists on you use good good equipment before he lets you on his show. I know
Mhm.
because I had a backstage phone call with him, and we discussed what I would need, and basically it was everything. I'm almost there
Mhm.
now. I have almost everything now except for a mixing board.
Yeah. Hey, Ray. Yeah, he popped into my live yesterday, and I don't know if he was still there, but I kind of made a recommendation that maybe in his, I don't know, his info or somewhere that he puts what kind of equipment that he would like to have musicians have to be on the
Yeah,
open mic or other shows.
yeah, yeah. The
Hmm.
requirement.
Yeah. Because I think that would open him up to a lot more people wanting to do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hmm.
If they knew what it entailed, not
Yeah.
just them, not
Yeah.
just being able to sing a song, but to translate it properly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I noticed on the last week's show, he had a guy I hadn't heard, or maybe it was, anyway, Gary does all kinds of festival. He does Country Fest. He does Metal Fest. Metal Fest was crazy. I'm not a metalhead, but I absolutely loved it. And what it does for these performers that perform a certain genre of music, or they have their style or whatever, it kind of pushes the the envelope, like we want to hear you do a funk song, not your regular whatever you normally do as a
Right.
your typical written music. So, Liza Day is going to be at Kirkfest. Liza Day from Australia. She's one that's worked with like Blind
Mm.
Willie, Pat Benatar. She's done
Oh yeah.
studio work. She's done touring work, and
Mm.
she's going to be at Kirkfest. And she is amazing. I wish she would do more YouTube.
Mm.
But
Oh.
I'm friends with her over on Instagram. I'm excited to see her come back over to YouTube. But yeah, some amazing
Yeah.
artists over there. But
Mm.
the concert is going to be on Camp Gme. Camp Gme every Friday night, or is it Saturday night? I don't know. He does open mic night for anyone who wants to come and perform. And even if
Pretty
you're
sure
just,
it's Saturday night.
yeah,
Pretty
it
sure.
is Saturday night. And if you're a vocalist, you're fine too. You don't have to play an instrument. He has some amazing vocalists
Mm.
that perform as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So and he's just talented. He does a little acting. He does short movies. Bimbo did I won the CD from one of his shows of his. I gave it to Bimbo. She did a review on it, and then Camp Gme just a few weeks ago took her review of his music and kind of overlaid some of his music on it. So you got a sample and then Bimbo's critique of the songs. So anyway,
Perfect.
it was just awesome. He did a great job on that. So we always love Camp Gme.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah. He comes
Jammer.
into pirate radio sometimes, and
Yeah.
and lends his support.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, we're doing Charlie Wood got arrested, and I have to testify at his trial in the summer. It's
Oh,
going to
right.
be
You were saying.
trial of the century coming this summer.
Oh
So
boy.
I'll be testifying on that because I know Clowney pegged Charlie Wood for this crime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Hmm.
boy.
Absolutely.
Why did I not have it? Why did I have a feeling Clowney had something to do with this?
Of course he did. He always has something to do with it. Speaking of Clowney has a new movie on Fossum. The
I
Hard
saw
Life.
that.
Yeah, The Hard Life and Times of Clowney Part 2 or Volume
Watch it,
2.
everybody. Clowney came into pirate radio once.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And it's
talking
a
of I'm the world's only
bona
first
fide
hype
hype
clown.
clown. Bona
Yeah.
fide hype clown. That's his thing. When
Yeah.
he's not screaming clown discrimination.
Oh yeah, clown discrimination. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, the movie is free on Fossum. If you hadn't seen part 1, I think that's also on Fossum. Could be
Cool.
on
Check it out, folks. He's an interesting fellow, Clowney.
yeah.
I'm a clown. Ah! Ah!
He's a clown
I
that
don't know
smokes
what it
cigars and drinks beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And steals women panties. And I
Yeah.
had to go and retrieve. Actually, it was
Your
Faye's
own.
panties I rescued from
Oh.
Florida that night down in Jacksonville. If you haven't
You took
seen
him
that
right off her clothesline, eh?
Oh no, not off the clothesline.
No?
I'm not saying how Clowney got him.
He hangs out in the women's gyms.
I don't ask questions with my panty recovery service. I just rescue the
okay.
panties.
Right.
That's what I
Okay.
get paid to do.
No names.
Yeah,
No name panty retrieval.
well, it was Faye, but she claimed them because I didn't know, because I got a bunch of panties that night. And yeah, if you want to see that video, it's on my channel too. It's what really happened that night with
I missed that one.
Clowney. You missed that one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I took him down, man. I took him down. Yeah. Definitely took him down. Yeah, but I'm normally not violent. And it wasn't a violent act, but you got to see it for yourself. You tell me in the comments if it was violent or not. I say
All
no,
right.
but every time he sees
You
me,
got
he
me
shakes no.
intrigued.
Huh?
I'm intrigued now.
Oh yeah, you got to go see it. Maybe I'll
Well,
put the link up there.
yeah.
Um, but so what what projects do you have coming up, or what are you working on? I know
Ooh,
personally you're a busy man.
try to be. I got a couple of things on the go right now. I got the Trainwreck band, which is taking more bookings for next year, but it's filling up. Um, and we have the new one called Mirror Moves, and it's a five-piece band with uh, a young singer, a 37-year-old firefighter from Cambridge, Ontario. And he's a real good singer. He's strong, he's got good range, and he just impresses us every session. So he's going to be, he is our coverman for that band, and we'll be just premiering that on the 12th of April at
Hey,
Battle of the Bands
Wow.
in the Legions, and it's should be exciting. And then I have this new project I'm working on with some local musicians here in the city I live in, and because I commute a lot to the next big city where it's bigger and a lot of the musicians are, but with some locals here in this town, and we're putting together. We're not even sure what it's going to be. We have a meeting tomorrow, and we have two guitarists coming in on the 31st, the weekend of the 31st, to play with us. And so we're going to have probably a couple of guitars, uh, which I want this time, and a bass, me on the piano, and a really good drummer, a local guy named Richard. And he has uh, a lot of talent, and we're looking forward to him drumming for us. Most of this I've been putting together with the bass player John. He's a local guy who found me on Bandmix. One day he called me up and said, "Hey, you want to get something going here in this town?" And I said I agreed, and we talked it over, and we're building it, and we will be ready with a couple of sets, three sets by maybe, if we're lucky, early summer if we work hard. We don't have anything booked yet for them,
Hmm.
but we got a lot of potential because um, the well, there's a venue. I have connections now with some venues, and the drummer is has some connections because he's been a working musician now for years and years, and same with the bass player. I'm not sure of the two guitarists. I haven't spoken with them yet, but when you know enough venue owners and they recognize like a couple of the guys in your band, usually they'll listen to your tapes. Then your there I go, tapes. Listen to your CD then, DVD then, and give you a chance and put you in their clubs.
and once you add that third guitarist, you can put Freebird into the set list.
That's right. And off we go into the stratosphere.
That's
Uh
right.
huh.
Uh,
Yeah. So that's that sounds like a lot, or that sounds manageable. I don't know, but I might be spreading myself out a little thin. But I wanted to really. I love performing and with bands, and I wanted to make sure I was doing a lot of it this year.
mhm,
So
that's
having
great.
three acts, I think, will enable that.
Well, we'll It'll keep you off the streets. I don't know if it'll keep you out of trouble. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I know. Keep me on the streets, actually. The
Okay.
the traveling to go to the venues is
Right,
some.
right,
We don't really go that far. We try and keep it, within a couple of hours, 2 to 3 hours
right,
radius,
right.
and um, yeah. So nothing crazy. We haven't been offered much outside of that, anyways.
Okay.
Most of the venues that any of these guys played at is circle this area of the next city and into the Toronto area. So not sure if we'll be playing Toronto much this year. I doubt it, in fact.
Hmm.
But you never know what the oncoming years will bring.
That's awesome. Very
Mm,
awesome.
thank
Hey,
you.
Eddie, good to see you. I hope you're enjoying that nice weather down there in Colombia while we all freeze up here.
Who's in Colombia?
Eddie
Me.
Toro, Eddie, traveling Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice, Eddie.
Yeah, he was born here, went to Georgia Southern,
Oh,
so we know some of the same areas around Georgia. Then he lived in Jersey, New York, but he's lived in Colombia for 26 years now. But he's done a lot of traveling. He's traveled to Mexico for a long period. He went to India twice, and
mm,
he was just in India and Nepal for several months. So,
wow. Hence the
yeah,
traveling Eddie part.
yeah. But no, well,
Can't
now
be
he's
traveling Eddie if he doesn't travel.
that's right. Well, that's why he's now Eddie Toro because he's back in Colombia.
Oh,
And
he's regular sit at home Eddie. Eddie
yeah,
sit at home for now.
yeah. Oh, he's still busy. He's still busy.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, he teaches English. He's an English teacher. That's why he got his degree in. So,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So we were going to go down to Colombia and visit Eddie, but we delayed it. We'll get down there. We'll get down there eventually.
Mm.
But that's where we were going to go Christmas, and then
Oh,
this island popped up that we'd never been to, so we wanted to hit that island first because it has been a dream of ours for many, many years. So,
and you were able to do it. Excellent.
hmm yeah. So we'll get down to Colombia though. Might take
What
us.
is it? Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
I got distracted by Tribbles. That's Jen in Georgia. We're neighbors. Cool beans.
yeah, that's true.
So
What's the triples right here? Good night, Mark. How about a
yeah,
story about a memorable moment for you in your life, Mark?
there you go.
Hmm. Huh?
I don't
Hmm.
know.
No lack of memorable moments, I suspect.
Yeah, I know. I'm just picking the best. The one, the, no, I can't tell that one. Let's see here.
Shark attacks don't
No.
count.
Yeah, that's right. No, can't tell that one either. Let's see. I mean, there's been several. I think that to pick any one is tough to, for me to isolate. Um, I guess I had a. Mm, this is kind of putting me on the spot, and I can't think properly. Um,
But we
yeah,
could
I'm
always
drawing a blank for
we
some
could always
reason.
do we could always
Completely
do a
blank.
third. We could always do a third interview.
Yeah, there you go. Let me
Maybe
think
we
about
could
it, and I'll
do
answer that question before the end of the interview.
maybe we could do like a top 11 most memorable moments
Oh,
show.
jeez. Oh, wow. I'd be there forever.
No, not if we do 11, right? Well,
Oh,
maybe we
yeah, I
should
could
do
just
like 5 because the storytelling behind the memorable moment might take some time.
maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
I guess,
Maybe.
Tribbles. I guess, I can't answer that one. Not because I'm lacking memorable moments, but just to isolate one would be like I could talk about the moment I met a particular artist or somebody like that, but that wouldn't be as memorable as to another moment where I did this or that. So I can't make up my mind. Sorry.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe that could be one in itself. Like, what famous people have we met?
Yeah, I haven't really. You know who I met in my life? Um, William Shatner.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it you went to one of his concerts?
No, I ran into him in Toronto at the Canadian National Exhibition,
Huh.
Oh,
a
wow.
fair that happens every year in Toronto that has exhibits and rides
Oh, I was
and
gonna say he wasn't an exhibitionist or anything, I hope.
yeah, yeah. I who me? That's
Forget
No,
why I
it.
ran
no,
into him.
no, no, what's his name? William Shatner.
Whoosh, yeah. Fuck
But
bones.
but he talked
Hoorah.
with these dramatic pauses over and
I
over again.
don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to finish the show. Hey, or whatever. You know, he used
So,
to wear a girdle. He wore a girdle. Um, After the first season, during the summer that he had off, or whatever it is, during the time off, he gained a bunch of weight and
mhm.
he was fat. And so they decided that if you've ever looked, and it's obvious that he's wearing a girdle because there's like a band around his belly underneath his jersey.
Right.
And they made him put one on because he was his Captain Kirk belly that you know goes over and hangs over his belt buckle is not the iconic captain of the starship that they wanted. So they suggested that he wear a girdle, and he did. And Gene Roddenberry might have suggested it to him. I
All right.
can't wear that.
All right, Mark, I think you're hitting bimbo fame because there have been a few requests here to hear your van story. So it must be kind of like I'm stepping in vomit. It must be as good as that.
Now, did you say van story or band?
Van, VAN.
Yeah, oh, I can't tell that.
I
That's the one thing I'm thinking of. It might have been, I don't know.
don't know. It's been a request from Jennifer. It's been a request from, uh, let's see. I don't know. Was it JMO? We have a
Yeah,
request from
I'm sure you.
Notorious.
It's a story that you probably heard the beginning of it from Tom Reed. So I'm sorry, but that one you're gonna have to ask Tom Reed about.
Oh,
He'll
okay.
finish. He'll finish the story for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Uh, so then someone asked, what happened to your head?
Oh, I wear my glasses up here a lot, and I walked into something and I scratched my skull with it. I've had a weak spot there ever since my car accident. I gashed my head there, and it never healed properly, like 100%. Even though it's been like a year, it's like I had thin skin there. It scratches really easily, and I just I didn't
Yeah.
even bang into it hard. I just was rubbed up against it a little. It might have
Yeah.
even been itching a scratch. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
the thing about
scratched it.
aging. Your skin gets thin and, you
Oh, is that
know,
what happens?
yeah,
Mhm.
you might want to try some Manuka honey on it.
Manuka
Uh,
honey.
yeah,
Oh, I
it's
like the
supposed to be
sound
a
of that.
great healer. It isn't cheap, but it's supposed to be a really good healer. And I know
Hmm.
they did attempt that with Al's uh, foot injury.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in the early days.
Yeah, that was scary that he was going to lose that thing, that foot of
Mhm.
his. I know I was in the same boat at one point. I had gashed my foot really badly. And
Mhm.
when I went to the hospital, they said, no, you're not going home. You got to stay with that. They wanted to put me on antibiotics right away. And
Mhm.
I said, I can't stay. I got too much to do. So they let me go and get a portable IV, and I carried the antibiotic pump with me around. And I had to go in, I think, twice a week, and they would fill it up with more antibiotic. And I basically walked around with this little injector that injected me with antibiotics the whole time.
Wow.
Slept with it,
Wow.
bathed with it, everything for 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks,
That's awful.
14 days, I think it was. Yeah, I
Mhm.
needed them that badly.
Well, the medical care is so different in Canada and the UK compared to the US. Wow. Yeah. I burned my leg on one of those fire pits. It was made out of one of the metal barrels.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
rusted, but I accidentally, it was at a party, my party, and I accidentally rubbed up against it and it burned my leg.
Ooh.
And then that was a Saturday night. By Monday, my leg had swollen. It was huge.
Oh,
I went to the
that
doctor.
could,
All they gave me was like Silverdine cream and antibiotic for it.
yeah, antibiotic.
No pump, like pills. No IV, no shot, no nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I had a cat
Yeah, I
scratch
don't know.
once from an indoor cat that was
Oh,
pretty.
yeah.
Like my cat attacked me because it was blind, and I brought in another cat, and I had to keep them separated. Which we kept the blind cat in a confined room anyway because he was blind. It just because he bumped his head and everything when he was out. So it was a safer environment for him, but he got out somehow. Thought I was the
Mm,
cat, attacked me. Um,
mm.
but yeah,
Well,
that was ugly. But they didn't do like they did a good scrub on it, but it wasn't, no IV pumps or anything like that.
and I guess they didn't think it was that serious, maybe. I don't know. They wanted me to stay. They said, you're not going. And I said, well, I have to. And they said, well, and they didn't want me to go. They said, you could lose this foot. And I still said, I got to go. Some people are depending on me. So,
Wow.
I, they had me report the very next day to this nursing station, portable, not portable, but sort of a nursing station in a building somewhere. I'll just say,
Mhm.
and it was, and they hooked me up.
That's wild.
It's crazy.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah,
believe when I got this COVID, what, day after Christmas I was diagnosed?
yeah,
We had to
no.
go 22 miles to get medication
Why so far?
because nobody had it around
All
here.
the local pharmacies were out of stock on it.
Yeah, nobody had it.
Oh,
22 miles.
oh,
You'd think they would, post Thanksgiving, post Christmas, they'd have it in stock. I told that to
yeah,
one of my doctors. He was mortified. You
no
know,
kidding.
he was like, what the
Yeah.
heck? And every month, like there's one medication I take and they have to, it's delayed every month because they don't have it in stock. They have to order it. I'm like, I've been
Who do you
taking this stuff
go
for over
to?
a year. Are you kidding me? Like, have it
Yeah,
in stock.
they should
Walgreens.
have it ready
Yeah.
for you. If
No,
you
they're
go
crazy.
shopping to go to shop around for another pharmacy. You're going somewhere else if you guys can't get your shit together.
It's
We'll
just,
see.
it's
Oh,
Yeah.
my
insane. And
fucking said so.
It's very close to where we live, so it's handy that way. But
Yeah, but isn't there other pharmacies close by, or
oh yeah,
is
there
there a
is,
lack of
but
there
them?
this
is.
one's within walking distance.
Not that we
Oh
walk
yeah,
So,
there, but it's
yeah, but if we had to walk there, it's within
you
walking
would.
distance.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I may have to switch because it's getting old.
yeah.
And they're always trying to fill a prescription that I'm not even close to being ready for. And they called my
Oh yeah.
doctor to fill it. It's like, no,
All right. Yeah, if
it
they
is
need
not
business.
time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Rita says she was given Silvadine cream from radiation burns. Yeah, it is really good stuff.
I got your remark about the moisturizer there too, Simple Life. Thank you.
Oh, Tribbles. Tribbles said, "Oh, I just split hot oil right out from the burner pan and it's healing up good the fourth day out. Before that, almost caught Tribbles on fire. Oh no.
Oh,
Candle, the cat got too close to. Oh no. Yeah,
ooh,
candles and cats don't go together well at all.
no, no.
Or
Bummer.
flowers. Or flowers.
Flowers and cats, or candles and
Yeah,
flowers?
because cats like to eat dang flowers.
And sometimes they're toxic to the cats.
Yeah, because they spray a
Oh,
lot of those with a lot of heavy duty insecticides.
right. Yeah.
hmm
Our cats keep away from the arrangements here.
Robin said, call the pharmacies in your area. I called not only all the pharmacies in my area, I called the mom and pop pharmacies. I called the compounding pharmacies. Nobody had any medication. That's why we had to go over 20 miles to get COVID medication. Now, if you don't have a car
Wow.
or, proper transportation, what did people do? I have no clue. I even notified the medical doctor of this that prescribed it. I'm like, nobody has it. Like, can you send me to the
Wow.
hospital to get it?
Yeah, or there are alternatives.
Yeah, because they usually the hospitals have, drugs they have to dispense, but those I was just
Yeah.
appalled, you know.
Yeah. Well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think I'm starting to wilt here. I'm getting
you're starting to
sleepy.
wilt. Hey,
Wake up
Cher, good
early.
to see you.
Oh,
We're getting international now. We have Canada, Colombia. Cher is from where?
Oh,
Iran?
Pakistan.
Oh,
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Yeah, I watched somebody from Pakistan.
Hi,
I had
Cher.
a roommate that was from Pakistan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was crazy. He lives up in the Northeast now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, he was a programmer too.
Usually,
So he was like in his 20s and he was making $120,000 a year. It was insane.
oh yeah. What was he doing to make 120 a year?
He was a programmer, and this was back in the 90s.
Oh,
Yeah. So he ended up getting a job with Harvard. Hey, Camp G-May, we were talking about you, so your ears might be burning. I was suggesting, Camp G-May, could you put a list, and you may not want to, but a recommendation to put a list of equipment required to do lives with you? Because I was telling people that you're doing your Kurt Fest and you're still looking for musicians.
hey,
But maybe
Gary.
in your about info or something, maybe in your
I think it
promos
would.
for Kurt Fest.
I think it would help a lot. Get you some more musicians. After they see what they're if they qualify, they'll go. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
I got the stuff.
So we were interviewing Mark. He trained at uh, the Royal Conservatory in Toronto.
Hmm.
And he wrote a beautiful song for Bimbo, if you've not heard it. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So, hey, Sheer,
but
yeah, love those Pakistani.
I was gonna say about the Pakistani. If you want anybody, if you want to learn how to do a Pakistani accent, the best way is not to talk. I don't want to. I will not take this taxi. It is not drivable. What you do is you take your tongue and you stick it to the roof of your mouth like it's glued
Yeah,
there and try and talk. And you're guaranteed to get a Pakistani accent.
yeah.
I
It
know I
kind of
studied
works
it.
for, yeah, it kind of works for the Indian uh, Nepali accent a bit too.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, because they're in the same general area. But
Don't.
yeah. But no, what was funny about my roommate
Mm.
who is Pakistani is that he had only been here in the States maybe 2 or 3 years, but he had no accent. And the kid knew anything funny, anything comical. he knew the American culture so well
Oh yeah.
that
The,
it was just amazing to me.
he
Amazing.
blended in more than some Americans did.
Absolutely. And what was so funny, he was dark skinned and he was young, but he shaved his head,
Oh
right?
yeah.
But if we went into a black owned business or someplace that most of the employees were black, they'd be like, yo, my brother, what can I do for you? Or
Oh yeah,
whatever.
really, eh?
And if we went into a Mexican restaurant, they would speak to him in Spanish. And then and he
Right.
would,
Wow.
and yeah, it was so funny. And then he would joke about it. He would go, "My people, those are my
Yeah.
people," and I'd go like, "What people are you talking about?" He's like, "Everybody's
Yeah.
my people. Like wherever I go, see, I just fit in. Everybody is my
Right.
people." Yeah, he was awesome. I just loved him. He
Yeah.
was a
That
great
sounds like
roommate. He was a really good roommate.
yeah.
I was real sick one year. We both got some stomach. It was like stomach and flu combined.
Oh.
All at once. And he was down, I was down. Thank goodness we had separate bathrooms. So,
Oh
um,
yeah. Yeah.
but he started feeling better and I was still sick. I couldn't go to work, I couldn't move. And he came in my bedroom once. He's like, enough of this. I got to take you to the hospital. And so he drove me to the
Wow.
hospital. And it was so backed up because of whatever this was going around. And they put
Yeah.
me in a GYN room, like a gynecological room that had the
Oh.
stirrups and everything. And he
Oh
was
yeah.
like, all right,
Perfect.
lady, get on the table and spread your legs.
Yeah. Perfect.
He was so dang funny.
Because
I mean, that alone made
gynecologists
me
were his
feel
people
better
too.
because he had me laughing as sick as I was. They ended up having to give me fluids and everything because I was not
Mhm.
doing well. But just being around him brightened my spirits and my mood, and he was the best medicine ever.
Mm.
He was a great guy. I really miss him. I wish he'd still live down here. Hmm.
You ever heard of that comedian? Oh, something Peterson. The
No,
Indian guy.
no,
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
was gonna say he's a really funny guy.
We
He's
don't have
Indian.
TV. We haven't had TV in years, so I don't see any of that.
Oh yeah, I haven't had TV in probably longer than you, I bet. We
It's
haven't
been
had it
over
in
15 years for us.
yeah, same with us. I
Hmm.
stopped paying cable at one point and I hooked it up kept hooking it up myself. And the cable company kept unhooking me. And then I don't know if they even use the same cables anymore, but I got tired of doing it and we got tired of TV and
Yeah,
started watching everything on the internet. And
yeah.
it's been
It,
20 years at least.
yeah, but it's funny, even not having TV, I'm like, how did I live before? Because I watch my YouTube, but when I put YouTube on, I usually put it on because I watch so many people and I, which takes a lot of my day, right? So I put everything
Yeah.
on double speed.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a little cogwheel for those who don't know how to do this because you can easily miss a lot of YouTubers. But see that little, press it again. There's that little wheel up here, and it looks like a little cog. And you press that, and you can double up the speed of your videos that you
Yeah,
watch.
you can go a time and a half. I think you can
Yeah.
go
And
half time,
depending,
double time.
there are some people I can't watch on double time, because
Yeah.
they speak so quickly. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have to slow it down. But I can
Someone
rip
like me.
through, yeah, I can rip through a lot of videos pretty quickly doing that. Um,
Oh, okay.
but
There's your secret.
I'm also very, very, very busy. So I can put it on play and I'll stop it if I have to. If there's something I'm interested in, I'll watch. Like Eddie's videos, a lot of times I'm watching because he's always on a beautiful hike or he's in a beautiful environment um, that I want to see. Camilla Stewart, a lot of her stuff I like to watch because she's a very She likes photography, so a lot of her stuff is very visual. Um, not all of it, but a lot of it. She just went to a museum. So those videos I'll slow down and sit down and watch and enjoy. But a lot of them I just play on double time. Spartan Dan's, I like watching his, but a lot of times I'll put it on double time. But then I'll watch because he does like antique stores and stuff like that I find fascinating. But that's kind of how I do my thing. And
Cool.
but yeah, I wonder though, how did I sit and watch TV? How did
Right.
I have time for that? Because now I feel like I don't have time for anything and I don't work, you know.
Right.
But how did I work and have time for TV?
I
I
know
think part of it
commercials.
was, um, I think part of it was that I didn't get hooked on a series. Like we liked the first 48, and we
Right.
liked,
I watched that.
yeah, because I liked the psychological interviews and how they draw
Right.
confessions out of people. We
Right.
watched The Sopranos because that show was done really well. But there weren't, a lot of series that we sat down and watched. I never watched an episode of Seinfeld. Go ahead, hate me. It was so popular. I never watched Friends. I never watched uh what was another one? Cheers. I didn't get into that kind of thing
Mm.
so much. And if I missed an episode, I didn't hate myself, on anything.
Right. You're,
The
yeah.
Office, my dad made me watch The Office when he was sick. And that was pretty funny. But I never made a habit of sitting down and watching TV.
Probably a
Mm.
good thing.
Yeah,
Even the news. I watch the news. We watch the news every morning, and it's the national news. It's the only Canadian national news, the only one that we can trust, and
mhm.
um, that's about it that we watch regularly.
Mhm.
It's an hour, and it's yeah, that's all. No,
Mhm.
and I used to watch an hour every day. I still do at dinner time because
Mhm.
we put on a show on the internet at
Mhm.
dinner time. So we started by watching episodes of Survivor,
Mhm.
and then we downgraded from there, and we started watching Naked and Afraid.
Hmm. Never heard of it.
And never heard of Naked and Afraid. Oh wow!
No, no. I heard
So
of
you
Pants Off, Dance Off.
Oh, really? Dance off, dance off.
I think that was a Japanese show
Hmm.
way back when. Yeah. So
They got some real wild ones.
Tribble said my son and I just got a new router and he clocks his out to the max and puts me on the slower connect, but still super fast. I noticed a difference. So are you on fiber or are you on just regular wired internet?
We
We don't have fiber over here. So
do up here. We got all fiber.
yeah, the US is slow in that regard too.
I wonder why. Because
Ridiculous.
our providers up here they're nuts competing against each other. And if one guy is faster than the other, then offers faster than the other, then everybody jumps on board. Like
Mhm.
I get my cell phone for $99 a year. I get unlimited calls
Jeez.
all over Canada,
We pay
unlimited
80 a
texting
month
all
for
over
2 phones.
Canada. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
all over Canada, texting and calling, all
Is
over
that
the world.
is that
Actually, all over North America texting, because
that's
I can text with
ridiculous.
you.
People
99 bucks.
complain. People complain here about prices and gas lines, what they're paying in their home for gas and heating their house, and
Yeah,
phones and stuff. But you know what? A lot of people they go to the polls to vote and they skip over because they'll know what it is. There's a group here called the Public Service Commission or Public Service Commission. Did I say that
Right.
twice? But
Yeah.
anyway, what they do is regulate prices. But people don't know what it is. So they just skip over voting on that office.
Mm.
And so what ends up happening is a lot of people that worked for these companies, they're getting a pension, they're getting retirement, and they were high up. They end up getting elected because they're a known name or they're, former coworkers or whatever vote for them, right? But
Wow.
nobody else knows who they are. But damn, I research that stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's why I keep telling people, like, people complain. I'm like, did you vote for a person in Public Service Commission? Do you go to any of the meetings? Do you protest at the meetings do you give any statements? No. Well, you get what you don't vote for,
Yeah.
you know.
Guess so.
So, but good seeing you, Rita. Good seeing you. Gen fiber and Wi-Fi connect, not cable. Yeah, fiber is a whole new animal. I wish I had. Now I have a cousin that lives here in Atlanta, and he's Mr. Smart Everything. Like he had holes all through his house when they first built it. Cabling lights, cabling, this, cabling that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know about all that. I like my things stupid.
Well,
It's one
I don't
less
know. I
thing
like.
to like. I've had a smart washer, and I'm like, why do I need a smart washer? I would never run my washer or my dishwasher or anything water related when I'm not home. Like, just go over there
Yeah.
and push the button.
Yeah. Yeah. Put the soap in, not
Yeah,
from your telephone.
yeah. So it's kind of silly to me. Kind of silly.
Yeah. Yeah. That is. That's going a
Mhm.
little bit overboard. But somebody must use it if they offer it.
Yeah, I guess like here you don't even have a choice in your garbage service anymore.
What do you
Like
mean?
the government dictates who you get garbage from. And you're not allowed to get an independent, say your neighborhood. So there was a time where,
Who you get garbage from? Well, you guys buy garbage?
or I mean, who picks up your garbage, right? So
Oh.
it used to be like there were choice, or there would be a service provider, and then there was a company
Oh.
that would go in, and they were trying to take over like by the neighborhoods at a time. So there was
Yeah.
if you had like 25 neighbors that would agree to the garbage service, they would come and pick it up, and then everybody would get on board because it was cheaper garbage service. Well,
Right.
now the governments are like, no, like ours was like, oh, we put in a liquor store, so you get free garbage. No, somebody's paying for that. Like it isn't free. Nothing
Yeah.
is free. And
Yeah.
so, but anyway, it's I hate getting political, but here I am. And I'm not trying
Yeah.
to be general. I'm trying to generalize, but I think it's really crappy that you can't even just have a choice. And this is the other thing. I'm going to bitch here because they approved 7 and 8 bedroom houses around me, right? So you have seven,
Yeah.
8 people, 7, 8 bedroom houses. So you have 7 or 8 people living in a house, and you're only allotted one garbage can free from the city, you know. So then what
Wow.
do? They throw their garbage on the streets. They have
Oh.
overflowing garbage. Because nobody wants to pay the extra money for another garbage can. So unintended consequences. So if anyone's read Freakonomics, this is a good example of that.
They can afford
And they can
the
afford it.
house.
They just don't want to because they figure,
Right.
well, it's free. So I'll just throw my garbage out on the street, or I'll dump it in businesses' garbage cans, or I'll do all this other stuff. Yeah.
I used to have. That's kind of reminds me of a story. I used to grow pot for an organization, and I'll leave it there. And in a warehouse on a larger scale, and I'll leave that there too. And the garbage that these guys, they didn't want to put the trash out right in front of their own business because some of their garbage could be incriminating. So let's say I knew
Mm.
these guys, and so what they used to do was on the way home. I drove home one time with one of them, and he used to make irregular stops in the industrial malls and have his trunk full of green garbage bags. And he would find one that had room and put a few in, and then move on, find another one that had room, put a few in, and slowly get rid of his incriminating garbage that way, a little bits at a time, so but nobody noticed.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
it
Yeah,
was
but it
just
was a mess here at Christmas because they just went to this policy. And so you had overflowing garbage. It was ridiculous for a while here.
wow,
And then stuff sits because you can't have an overfilled garbage can that sticks out. You have to be able to close the lid.
right, and they won't pick it up, so they just
Right.
leave
So
it.
then you have garbage laying around that attracts rats. So,
Yeah, wow.
it's a bad idea.
If you have rats or if you have mice, you won't have the other. They never live together. Rats don't live in the same place as mice. You'll never have both.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Fun facts from Mark Kropka.
yeah. There you go.
Uh,
Learn something
yeah,
every day.
it depends on where you recycle. Here, the recycle just goes to a place that throws it in a dump.
Yeah,
And a lot
yeah.
of times they use so that to recycle, they have to use carbon in the power plants to do all the recycling. So is it
Wow.
really better for the environment in the long run?
Right. Yeah, that's
You know,
been a question
right? And
up
then
here too.
yeah, because they then also have to melt the plastics. And what happens to all the fumes from the plastic
Yeah,
when they're
yeah.
melting it? I mean, that doesn't melt cleanly. And it does take coal-fired plants or even nuke plants to make that happen.
Melted down on a large scale too.
Yeah, they just put a new plant Vogel. It is like the biggest boondoggle of a construction project ever. I don't know if they doubled the budget on that. And they just kept asking for more money, more money, more money. And the thing is, it's in Georgia, but we're also giving power, I believe, to Alabama and Florida. But they raised
Hmm.
our rates and
Oh,
everybody's complaining. But it's all to pay for
wow.
this new plant Vogel uh, uh, nuke plant. So
I've been to a nuclear power plant. I
no, nothing
visited
gets
one.
sorted. Nothing gets sorted that we throw uh, in the garbage truck. It all ends up going in the same place anyway. Now
Oh,
France,
really?
they do glass recycling, but what they do is they take the glass by color and they tumble it, and it generally will go into these beautiful gardens. And the paths will have you'll have a
Oh,
blue
yeah.
glass plant path, or you'll have a green glass path. But
Right.
here I've looked into tumbled glass, it's ridiculously expensive. And
Yeah.
it's a ridiculous process too, because I looked, well, what if I could make my own glass tumbler and tumble my own glass?
Right.
And people have done it out of dryers, but again, you're using coal-fired plants or nuke plants to do this.
Hmm.
And you also need coal power, I believe, to power nuke plants to a degree.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Chris knows more. He's looked at it, but yeah, yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's crazy. But they've actually done stories where they've followed recycled garbage and it just
Oh,
goes
yeah.
into the dump anyway.
Wow. A
Mhm.
lot of it, yeah. Or though, I know I've been hearing the same thing. on certain items, like all the glass from certain area, and or never glass. It's all plastic usually. You're right,
Yeah, I think
and
plastic's only like plastic number 2 and 3 that's really recyclable.
right, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So they pick through, and a lot of it doesn't make it into recycle, and it ends up in the landfill still.
Mhm. I know somebody,
And
this is funny, somebody who's a boxer that just tore open some boxing gloves, and what they had in it was garbage because somebody threw them
really,
away. They're like, man, it hurts my. Yeah, they fill the boxing gloves with garbage just to hit the weight.
oh, I see. Oh,
And so
okay,
it's like recycled garbage, but because you can see all the different colors of the plastic or whatever, but it's painful for the boxers to use, but it's just weight filler in the gloves
right,
to make
yeah.
the weight, but it's painful for the boxer to use. It doesn't protect the hands at all.
Ah, so
So
it's
yeah.
useless.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, at this point, we're just kind of talking about a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Totally
I
all
guess.
based. But I think the only other question I had really for you is what are your cats' names?
Oh, um, uh, Shadow and Elvis.
Shadow and Elvis. Great names.
Yeah,
All right. And
yeah.
what do you have coming up?
Well, we're right now. Everything's like I mentioned in rehearsals, and working on like Trainwreck. We have a rehearsal next week, and we're mostly um working on the show, like working on little production aspects. Like let's put a stop there and some cymbal roll and some cymbals and um, maybe accentuate it with some ease from the guitar, little things like that to make the songs more interesting and a little bit more of stuff we can do tight as a band, stops and starts, and I call them production values. Um, Mostly um, working on beginnings and ends of songs to make
Hmm.
them snappy and like a good rehearsed band has organized endings and beginnings
Hmm.
and new songs for the
Hmm.
new season. And then we go where things start up again in March, and we're expecting to be pretty busy this season.
Good.
But I share Brad, my bass player from the train wreck, is also the bass player from Mirror Move, and he's um, got a lot of good connections for venues. So now is the time when we phone a lot of the venues, especially the ones that have festivals and some are organized events here and there. We
Hmm.
like to sign up for those this time of year. And we got basically that sort of stuff we do now.
Cool. Very
Yeah, and
cool.
our the drummer from Trainwreck who's off to Mexico for 2.5 months every year.
Hmm.
So he's gone. So we have a gig while he's gone, and we have a fill-in drummer, um, Jillian, fills in. Thinks he's a good drummer and a good singer. Yeah, so that's basically it. You know,
Uh, so, is there anything we touched on that you might want to talk
um, mm, McDonald's has a burger out called the Big Arch.
about?
Um, that's about it. That's all I
That's
wanted to
about it.
say. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for the update.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
No, two
so
all beef
tomorrow,
patty special. Two all beef patty special sauce, cheese, onions, pickles, lettuce on a sesame seed bun.
there you go. That's the word, bird.
Hmm.
So tomorrow night I have trivia. It'll be 80s music trivia, so nobody wants to miss that. I'll be on
Yeah,
my channel, Easy Street with Jen,
I'll be
for
there.
those that are watching from Mark's channel. And we have a question. Are you doing a live tonight, Mark? Mark?
No, not tonight. I won't be. It's
Not
getting
tonight.
on in time, and yeah, you
So,
never know what happens. I've been known to pop on at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, sometimes, and play or play some music. So you never know with me. I was on
yeah.
the other night. I went on at it was at 12:30 or 1 o'clock a.m. and I was on
Mhm.
till about 4 a.m.
Wow.
with a few people there. Ray was there, Tribbles was there. Um, there was a few of us.
That's great. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah.
Always
So
a good
I'm,
time.
yeah. So I'm
I
doing,
want.
go ahead, Mark.
Sorry, go ahead. I wanted to also mention um, I have an interview next Wednesday on my channel with Betsy Bay. Now, if you know Betsy Bay, she's a regular on my channel. She's a musician also, and she's been. I found out she's been doing this for about 12 years now. She's been a working musician in various forms. So
Cool.
we'll be interviewing her.
Awesome.
So show up, please, and watch the interview.
That sounds awesome. Is she a YouTuber as well, you said?
Yeah, she's a regular on my pirate radio.
Oh, but does she have a channel herself?
No, she does. She does actually, and on her channel, I forget what she has there now. Not a lot.
Okay.
She doesn't support it, but she's going to. I think if I understand correctly.
Okay. Well, we'll leave
Oh,
that for your interview.
she
We'll
has
leave
a
that for your interview.
okay, yeah, she has a gig
Yeah.
tonight, so she's not here, but she's gonna be watching this in the replay.
Yeah. Excellent. So,
The other one I did want to mention also is we have Chris Bliss on the 25th of January,
oh yeah, and
um,
he said that's going to be a late evening thing. You know him,
11
11,
o'clock.
12.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's
it's
a
how he is.
late kind of guy.
Yeah, I seen him come on at midnight before.
Yeah. The so the trivia is something I do annually, and it is a what it is, it's kind of like let's get over the hump and let's get our brains working through the winter because a lot of us, especially you all up north, are pretty much shut in for the winter. And I know a lot of people that don't go many places in the winter that live up in Detroit and those areas. Because I have a lot of people from Michigan, Detroit area that are subscribers to my channel. So, like Spartan Dan and Jennifer's been over, Ray. Am I missing anybody? I know I'm missing a bunch of y'all. Qsteg Q's from Pontiac. But just to kind of get over the winter blues and have fun and something to look forward to. And I've been doing those for 4 years now, which is
Wow.
crazy to believe, right? That I've been doing
Yeah.
trivia for 4 years.
Yeah. I
Um,
know. I've been on the internet now on Facebook since 2011, I think, and
mhm.
just doing this for football, like going around and checking out chat rooms and such for 5 years now.
hmm Well, I started mine back in when COVID first started, but under a different
Okay.
channel name. I was Positively Games. I probably
Yes,
still have the
Jennifer,
video.
Wednesday. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. And then, sorry, mine is tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern. Now, normally we do them on Fridays, but tonight I kept mixing up the dates. There is my link for my channel, Easy Street with Jen. I do travel, I do car shows, I just came back from Puerto Rico in an 8-day cruise. So there'll be that. I do cooking, I do
Nice.
restaurants, I do a little bit of everything. I do comedy, so I have a playlist. So if you like cars and planes and that kind of thing, I've got that as a playlist. Restaurants, I do gardening, so I bring you all on my gardening stuff, harvesting, processing, what I'm planting. So it's just my channel is more of a lifestyle channel. So there's a lot of variety there. And you never know what I'll get into. I like a lot of museums. I like art. It's kind of my jam. Any museum. I've been to telephone museums. I've been to city museums. James Brown. Been to a
Nice.
museum over in Augusta.
Yeah, James,
So featured a lot of his stuff. I need to go down the Georgia Music Hall of Fame.
Ray Charles, you were in his museum, weren't you?
Went at Ray
Oh,
Charles,
you-
but there was a tribute to him in the city of Albany. I did a civil
All right.
rights because that was a more of a civil rights thing that I did. So I did Jimmy Carter's place. I did the Albany Civil Rights Museum. I went to the church of Martin Luther King had been in. I went to this place that was called the Lost Girls. It was where they took a lot of minor children, went girls, and put a bunch of them in this tiny little jail that was miles and miles and miles and miles away from their home. Nobody, it was somebody around the jail that got word to the parents that all these girls had been basically abducted and put in jail, standing room
wow.
only for days. Yeah, so
Wow.
it was called the Lost Girls. So I did a thing on that jail. I mean, I did a lot of stuff, but you never know what you'll get from me. You'll get a lot of history. I love history. So I went to Lindbergh where he did his actual first flight here in Georgia.
Nice.
At the Jimmy
Charles
Carter Regional Airport. Yeah, down in Americus, Georgia. I went to a haunted hotel. Did a live there, waiting for ghosts. But yeah, Tribbles. I stayed in two parts of San Juan. I stayed in the Arts District, and then when we came back, I stayed on the beach at Marriott has apartments. It's the first of its kind apartments. And so I stayed there. They're building apartments here in Georgia. It'll be the second Marriott apartments in the world. So yeah, I stayed in the apartments on my way back on the beach there in Isla Verde. So yeah. Jen. Which Jen, Tribbles?
Oh,
I'm live. I'm the hostess, so I don't know if you mean Jennifer or Easy Street with Jen. So I'm confused. Brian, it was great seeing you. Hadn't seen you in a while. So, and usually when I would do Mark's lives, and sometimes I hang out in the bushes. Y'all don't know that, but I'm usually working when Mark goes live. So that's always fun. But I've been sick, so I hope to get out some more videos soon because I have a ton to edit from my travels.
how many videos do you have on YouTube now?
Let me see. Well over 1,000. I have over 500,000 views.
Nice.
I have 1.4 thousand videos.
Nice.
1,027 subscribers.
Nice.
And I'm at 541,980 views.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some good numbers for you.
Yeah, they're good. And then I've been doing live cooking videos a lot. So,
Mm,
and that's one of my things. I'm going to do a lot. I've been doing these live interviews and live trivia, and we always did the lives with Bimbo. Um,
mm.
but now I'm doing more lives. I'm trying to do them daily. That ain't going to happen. My life's not that interesting. But I try and do live cooking videos, and everybody seems to like that. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of what you have to do to get your watch hours up is go live a lot. So,
Well, I get them on my feed every day. I see them every day, every time you put one out.
yeah,
And I'm always looking at the good stuff you're cooking.
I'm always putting out Mark, but let's keep that between us.
All right, yeah. You don't want
Yeah.
to let too many people know that. Just between you and me, Jen.
That's right. I mean, I'm 62, but that is a feat in itself,
Yeah.
kind of like you
Yeah.
trying to get it up earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Took me a half hour, but I did it.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need a little blue helper, you know.
Yeah. No, not me. Not me, folks.
No, we're all natural.
Mm.
Yeah.
All
So Tribbles, do
natural.
you have a channel Tribbles?
She does, in fact.
She
She's got
does.
all, yeah. Check it out.
I am.
All kinds of cat videos. Lots of fun. Um, I when I checked your channel out, I got glued to it. I got to go through everything before I was done.
Let's see. It doesn't come up right away when I do a search on it.
Yeah, it's tough, a little tougher to find.
Yeah,
Um,
that's why I don't do any symbols or anything. And like I researched my name like crazy. I want to make sure there weren't any copyrights or other
yeah.
channels with a similar name or. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, I found her. I will subscribe.
Thank
I
you.
found a lot of kitty stuff. Oh, I miss my cat.
Mm,
Oh, I love kitties.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and to those who know Bimbo, I think we're down to 12 people. The cats are under control.
Oh, good.
So, all of the cats are going to a outdoor. I'm sure they have indoor facilities too. Outdoor, indoor sanctuary that's made for cats. So they
Nice.
will not be adopted out. They will be in a cat sanctuary getting lots of love from volunteers. I
Nice.
talked to Johnny. When did we talk? Uh, New Year's, after New Year's, and there were two cats left to get. Al has a full time caregiver. It's a cousin, so it's a family member that lives there full time. And then Johnny's
Great.
also working to get him respite occasionally, and Johnny goes to all the doctor appointments with Al. It's been an undertaking because Johnny hasn't had a place to live of his own since the hurricane. So
Yeah.
between his stuff, well, because permitting's taking forever because everybody needs a permit to
Re-
continue
yeah,
to do whatever,
rebuild.
the electrical, the plumbing, the everything.
Sometimes to
Um,
clean up.
Yeah, so it's been an undertaking, and he said because of that, he still thinks it's gonna be a year before he gets in, his own place again. And
Um,
so he's
what a,
currently living, thankfully, he has a good relationship with his landlord. You heard Bimbo talk about Dory. Um, so Dory is Johnny's landlord and also a church member where he goes. And
oh,
so Uh, and that's the other thing. The preacher left that was part of their church. So Johnny was having to do services, had lost his house, taking care of his dad. I mean, it was a lot. It was a
yeah,
lot. But there was a lot Johnny didn't know. But thankfully, Bimbo had told me a lot. So I was able to get
yeah.
Johnny up to speed on a lot of, the
For
doctor
those of
stuff,
you, for
the
those of you
rentals.
that don't know, Johnny is Al's son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been doing a fantabulous job though. And
I
we're always
bet.
in touch, and we need to get her channel going up, and we have
Well, so
pictures of
what's the
Al.
plans?
The plans are to get her channel going up, and I need to get with Johnny and teach him some stuff. And we had talked about updating because everybody loved Al and just putting pictures of Al on there. And there's
Yeah,
tons of stuff. No, she did not, Brian.
but
She had a lot of side issues because of her radiation treatment and stuff. So that's kind of what took her down. Just wonder, I
yeah,
mean, the woman fought like 6 or 7 cancers, so and was still
yeah,
going to Moffitt for treatment, you know, not treatment,
yeah,
but checkups and everything to make sure she was all clear.
yeah.
Um, but no, she died peacefully, and that's the good thing.
In her sleep or what?
Yeah, yeah. Now she had told me she was in pain that night because we canceled the
Yeah,
Kansas show,
that's
right?
right.
So
You
she
did.
called me and said, "Go on without me," and I'm like, "No, we're not going to go on without you."
I was on the phone with you, if you remember, when
Yeah,
Bimbo was texting you,
yeah.
and that night, and yeah, we said that we won't do the show. Then we were looking for any excuse, I think, at that point, not to do the Kansas show. But Bimbo to get out of it by dying, come on,
I know, right?
that
Kansas
was
took
your
her
joke.
down. Who would have thought?
I know.
Who would have thought? But no, it's but she has a ton of material that she has left behind, like a ton of
Oh
material
yeah,
that I had
yeah,
pushed her to like put out on the internet. And she's like, I think she had talked in one of your interviews or one of your when she did a panel with you, and she was
yeah.
saying, you know, Jen's been pushing me to do this, and I think I'm going to do it. Well, you know, then she passed. So, but she has so much material that's hilarious to work with. And so we'd like to work towards getting that out there and sharing that with people. It is
Why
just funny.
there's taped material that was never uploaded to YouTube.
Oh,
That-
yeah, this is all paper and like pictures she drew, cartoons she
Oh
drew.
yeah, and
She
the
has
cartoons and
the
such.
Faucet
Yeah,
Man cartoon. She
yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
commercials she did. She did advertisements for hardware stores. She did
Right.
it's in all in kind of like cartoon form. Like one of them was what was it? Ladders, right? Ladders were $11, right? But the rungs for the ladder were $7.29 in a pack of 2.
Yeah.
Like, so you bought the ladder, but it didn't come with the rungs, right? So it's
Mm.
basically useless unless you bought the very expensive rungs to go with it, and you had to buy them in a pack of 2. So, you know,
You
by
have
the
to
time
buy
you
the
pay for it,
according amount.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
Bimbo's crazy way of thinking. And she has it drawn. She has like a house, she has the ladder with, yeah, it was insane. So we need to get that
Yeah.
stuff out. So hopefully, Johnny wanted me to go down in February for a concert.
Oh
Um,
yeah. What
it's
kind of
supposed to be
concert?
like, it's going to be some performer or some writer, but I think they're going to also do a lot of sci-fi stuff, like a lot of the John Williams stuff from Star Wars and
Oh
that
yeah,
type of
the
thing.
famous
Yeah.
musical. He was the composer, right? John
Yes.
Williams.
Yes. He was the Danny Elfman of his time.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
I think Danny Elfman is the big composer now. You know, for a lot of stuff.
Did
But
Danny Elfman have a daughter or a granddaughter that was an actress?
I don't know. You know, Danny Elfman was with Oingo Boingo. Uh,
Boingo Boingo.
Oingo Boingo. They had a hit song, "Dead Man's Party."
Oh, okay. Uh,
Uh,
Boingo Boingo.
but he does a lot of. He's an amazing composer. He's composed over 100 feature film scores.
Wow.
There you go. I think he's done a lot of the Tim Burton stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
He was married to Bridget Fonda for a while. Oh,
Oh,
he's
really?
currently married to Bridget Fonda. 2003 they married.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Interesting. Personal
Hmm.
life, 2 young daughters, Lola and Mally.
Hmm.
Mally is a film producer and actress, and they collaborated on a film called Do Not Disturb.
One of them had her own show for a while, and then she was on a Houseman, and then she was on the Walking Dead follow up. After no, I forget. It was one of the Walking Dead tra- um follow up shows that they had,
Mhm.
and I forget what it's called. And she was
Um,
on there, but she had her own show where she was the uh I think Dana Elfman. No, that's not right.
it looks like she was on the Queen Mary, Before I Wake, Do Not Disturb, Birth Rebirth, The Scariest Skeleton, The Party's Just Beginning, Fun Size Horror, Next Exit. I don't think she has an IMDb. Jesus Hates Zombies,
Hmm.
78 over 52, The Price and Interesting. So she has been doing some stuff. But yeah, I've never seen a zombie movie till I went to the premiere of this show. It's on premiering on Amazon,
Oh yeah.
and it's
It
called
was
um, uh, gosh,
uh,
began with a D. Not Apocalypse Z, but they're trying to
oh,
make
I
a
watched that.
series out of it.
Um,
I know I have it in it's in my community post. Yeah,
really.
so I went to
Drum?
the premiere of that. That was the first movie premiere I'd ever been to. It was interesting.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, because they had like a Q&A with the directors and writers and stuff like that.
And then they invited you to the premiere. That's pretty cool.
Yes, yes. It was a cool event.
You got to meet the actors and such.
Yes, yes, I did.
Hmm.
So pretty cool event. I mean, they film so much here in Atlanta, it's crazy.
Oh,
But
they do.
they're starting to migrate out of Atlanta again. So we'll see what
Are
happens
they?
to the film industry here. Yeah, there are a lot of studios around here.
No, I know there is. No,
Mhm.
Walking Dead was filmed there, and
Yeah.
a lot of movies and
You can Google what's filming in Atlanta now, and it's going to be a crazy, crazy
no,
list. It's always
yeah,
ongoing. Or what's filming now in Georgia. And
right.
it'll be like this is just page 1 of 16 of what's filming
Wow.
in Georgia now. And there are
Yeah,
16,
of
uh,
those.
a lot of them right on this page are reality TV.
Okay.
Hmm. But yeah, Steve Harvey, anything Steve Harvey is filmed here.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know if you come across The Walking Dead, which was filmed there, it's no longer filmed, but they're done that show. That show's over now. But there's
Hmm.
a bunch of shows that spun off from that show. And
Hmm.
There was one, Fear of the Walking Dead, it was called. That was the first spin-off Walking Dead that this Elfman chick was in. But obviously she's not the daughter, so not
Could
really
be
an
the other
issue.
daughter. It could be the other daughter.
Here, I'm gonna ask Google.
I think
Google. Here we go. What was the name of the actress, last name Elfman, that was in Fear of the Walking Dead? Jenna Elfman.
that was no, I don't think they're related at all. I'd forgotten about her. She was on MTV at one time or something, wasn't she?
She had her own show for a while on network television, and I forget what it was called. Um, and then it says here she's been in a lot of music videos and danced in 1991 Academy Awards live broadcast choreographed by Debbie Allen. That's all it says.
Yeah, she's into Scientology. It's funny, she's Jewish descent who's into Scientology.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a real
Interesting.
screwed up broad.
Oh, she is related. Danny Elfman is her uncle.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, as soon as you mentioned show business and Elfman, if that
Yeah.
was the one or not.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yes.
But Danny Elfman's atheist. So there you go.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know, I don't identify as, I was born Roman Catholic. My parents were both Roman Catholic, and I was
Mhm.
brought up with that. Like they started putting me through the sacraments, and I went to Bible school on Saturdays and
Did all your
that sort of thing.
calisthenics, sit, stand, kneel, pray, sit, stand, kneel. Yeah.
Yeah, right, calisthenics.
Yes.
Um, but I now I don't. I identify. I'm more of a oh, there was a word for what I am. A pragmatic, maybe.
hmm Interesting. There we go.
What is pragmatic? What is pragmatic?
Let me look it up.
I'm asking Google. Usually she says it out loud for me to
Dealing with
hear, but
things sensibly and
Practical rather than
realistically.
theoretical
You're right.
consideration.
here she is talking. Yeah, dealing. I got the same one as you. Dealing with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than
Theoretical.
theoretical considerations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically. I mean,
I think I've been to every church but Scientology.
yeah, really.
Not of my own fruition. It was, part of my upbringing.
I went to a Muslim. I guess it's not mass. It's a Muslim ceremony that they had while they were waiting for their temple to be built. They had they were holding it in a recreation hall by my last house. So I
Mhm.
was walking one day and I noticed them all going in. So I just got in line and got up and went in and found
Must have
out
been
that
a
it was
Friday.
and I don't know why Friday.
Well, they usually go to services on Friday.
Okay, so it was then,
Mhm.
because they welcomed me in. Had to take my shoes off to get on the mat, and um, I sat and watched the everybody. It was funny because it was an L-shaped room, right?
Mhm.
And the priest, or not the priest, whoever the handles the ceremony, was at the end of the one L.
The imam. Yeah.
But everybody on the other side that couldn't see him on this side of the L, they were still facing like they could see him. Like I think they always face to the east
They face to the
to
east.
pray.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
To the
that's what
east.
they were doing then. But it was ridiculous because if they were faced the other way, they could maybe see the guy around the L. But this way, they were faced to the east, and most of like half of the congregation or whatever it is couldn't see him
Mhm.
because of that, right?
That's typical, though, I think, in a lot of the mosques, that a lot of them are so large, you can't see the imam. They just do it over speaker,
Oh,
right?
I
And
thought they
everybody
had
does their own
gigantic
thing.
chambers that they yeah, I've
Uh,
seen them do
like the
over the
ones in
speakers before.
Riyadh in Saudi Arabia that I've seen the insides of,
Yeah,
there are a lot of columns, and then they have a like a sanitizing place and a place to get water and a place to leave your shoes, all that kind of thing. So, and then
yeah,
columns. So you don't get it's kind of like amphitheaters. Not every seat is a good seat,
right, right, yeah,
but as
exactly.
long as you're facing east, you're okay.
Yeah, you're in the right place.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had a
Mm,
coworker who was from Syria. He was an engineer as well, and when we would travel for business, we would have to pull over to the side of the road for him to do prayers.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so which is fine. Which is fine.
Yeah, it's something different. At least you can say you did
Yeah.
it.
Well, I knew a lot of Middle Easterners when I was
Right.
younger, so especially like during the month of uh,
Ramadan?
during Ramadan, I would do a lot of cooking. They taught me how to cook, and I loved cooking, so I would cook a lot of Middle Eastern dishes. I still
Oh,
do.
cool.
Like I
Yeah.
love kabsa. I mean, that's a common dish, so I cook that. I cook Persian dishes. I cook Moroccan dishes. I cook a variety over there on my channel.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
bet.
but yeah, I mean, a lot of the Persian stuff. Well, my first husband was Persian, Iranian, but I didn't learn
Oh,
any
yeah.
cooking from him so much.
No way.
So, well, because we were both in the restaurant business, so we didn't
Oh,
cook too much.
mm,
Yeah. And so,
at home.
yeah, not at home too much. Sometimes on the weekends, if we happen to be off together, maybe, but no, I think that happened once, you know. But yeah, we didn't. I learned the Persian cooking
Yeah. Mm.
after. So yeah, but
Is
I like
Persian, what is Persian
deli.
cooking? Is there anything that dominates the Persian menu?
No, I mean a
But
lot of the Middle Eastern food is similar. A lot of kebab type food,
yeah, rice.
a lot of rice, and kabsa is just lamb rice. Well, I like it with lamb rice. Um, but this one dish, I was just talking about one dish that I would love to make is um, I forgot the name. Begins with a T.
Don't
Uh,
ask me.
and it has what it is. It's a Persian rice set, tadig, and so
Hmm.
basically it's a beautiful crusty rice. You got
Huh?
to cook it in a pan, and it gets all crusty on the bottom. It's a
Hmm.
basmati with saffron and other seasonings. But in
Wow.
between, you layer it with dried fruits and pistachio or almonds, other nuts or both. And so you get this wonderful crusty rice that's crispy, and you get that beautiful uh, fruit and nut in the middle. Oh my gosh, it is so good. So
Mm.
good. But it's very
Yeah.
time consuming and takes time. But
Oh, like a lot of their food, even their breads, like the from India, dal puri. Have you ever had that?
I've not had dal puri.
It's like a roti, only it has a thin layer of black-eyed peas, and then it has a really, really thin layer of pastry holding the black-eyed peas down to the roti, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's delicious. And you treat it just like a roti. You tear it up and dip it, or you fill it up with stuff, and
Chutneys
it's
and all that.
yeah, yeah,
That was one
and
thing on the
curries.
cruise. Yeah, that was one thing on the cruise that I really enjoyed is they had Indian food every day, and they would have like I don't know 3 or 4 or 5 Indian dishes, all the chutneys, papadum. They didn't have naan, which is a bit disappointing. It was weird not having naan with Indian food, but
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
Naan
but
bread.
I mean that's what they eat everything with pretty much.
Yeah.
So, uh, but no, it was the head of the culinary was Indian, but it was great. But they always had different cuisines.
Mm.
They had an island themed one day. They had British food one day, Italian, Spain,
Oh, nice, nice.
Spanish. I mean, so they rotated, and then they always had an Italian. They always had pizza. They even did gluten free pizza. They did a pasta bar with all kinds of pastas, all kinds of sauces. Kind of tell them what you
Nice.
want, they'll make it for you. Always had a
Oh yeah,
salad bar. Um, and then they always had like a
good.
carving station, roasted vegetables. I mean, you never knew what was gonna. It was amazing.
Yeah,
More of that to
sounds
come.
like it.
I'll
Oh,
probably put out a video I finally got edited tomorrow on
oh
that
yeah, okay, I'll
cruise.
look for it.
So, and
Cool.
it does feature food because we did main dining room, which was the upscale dining,
All right.
and then we did lunch buffet, and then we did a couple dinner buffets because we're like, we don't feel like getting dressed for dinner. So, you know, you didn't have to
Um,
wear. You could wear 2 shirts and shorts down to the buffet.
nice.
Hmm.
Um, Lucid is asking for your link.
Oh, my link,
Yeah, she'd like to
my
see your
link.
cooking content. Hey,
I
lady, let me see
do.
your cooking content.
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything, Lucid.
Yeah, my dad lived with me for 10 months. He's like, "Woman, we haven't had the same meal once in 10 months. That is insane."
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, but it's something I don't know. I've always been the cook of the family. But it's
Yeah.
his fault. It's his fault. He taught me.
Well, oh yeah. Yeah, my
Yeah.
mother taught me.
But he was
Yeah,
like the one like we were eating enchiladas in the 60s. I don't
yeah,
think a lot
okay.
of people ate enchiladas in the 60s homemade.
No, they were.
Yeah.
It wasn't homemade Mexican food was not a big thing in the '60s or North '70s.
Yeah, we did Chinese back then. We had a neighbor who was Korean. Loved that.
Oh
Loved
yeah,
that. Yeah, we ate well. And then he was French cooking he would do.
cool.
And then he would do like instead of eggs Benedict, or one of my favorite breakfasts that he would cook was uh, like a easy eggs Benedict. But he made a cheese sauce, scrambled the eggs, put bacon over the English muffins. Simple,
Yeah,
cheap and simple,
it's
but it was a
delightful.
great weekend cuisine for kids. We ate it up. I still make it occasionally.
See, I used to make a wicked omelet just by rising a couple of 3 or 4 eggs in a pan with
Mhm.
bunch of sandwich meat or and onions, peppers, and cheese and
Mhm.
tomatoes.
Oh yeah, I like anything.
And did I?
I like anything in an omelet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think now Chris made me a bunch of buckwheat pancakes when I was, or waffles when I was sick. So I have
Oh,
them in the
cool.
freezer. I can just pull them out and uh, throw them in the toaster.
That's a good
So
idea. We just threw out a bunch of potato pancakes and that we made and didn't know what to do with. We were sick of eating them after the first day, so that would have maybe worked out. Toasted them after. That would have worked out well.
yeah, I put them in the
Bummer.
freezer, toast them when I want them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
easy.
like you can buy a toaster pancake in the store, can you not? With what
I
either like
think you
was
can.
it?
I have a waffle maker. I just make waffles.
Oh yeah, cool.
I like buckwheat because it's good. It's healthier for you than flour stuff. Though they do
Buckwheat was
add
also
flour.
Buckwheat was also the black fella from Little
Saturday
Rascals.
Night Live, yeah. Oh, and Eddie Murphy, Saturday Night Live. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
Tadig, which I don't have on my channel, but I do have a tagine on my channel. And I don't have the proper cookware to make the tagine, but you don't have to. It's all about the
What's the
spices
tagine?
and
The
flavor.
bread?
Now, tagine is I'm not much of a bread, sweets type of bread. You won't find that on my channel.
No, like
Occasionally, I'll do a
when I say
keto.
bread, I mean like the pancake roady looking thing.
Oh, no.
Like they have this.
Tagine. No, tagine is a Moroccan dish.
Oh,
And
okay.
so you can add a lot of vegetables to it. I put carrots, I put butternut squash, zucchini, yellow squash. I
Right.
put lamb. I do mine mainly with lamb. You can use chicken or whatever you want to use, but I like lamb.
Hmm.
I'll be making some soon because that's a winter dish for me.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and then I put chickpeas in mine. I put raisins in it, and it's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
spicy. So it's spicy, it's sweet. I put turmeric in it, cayenne. Well, I'm going to
Ooh,
say, like, I
that's
cheat
some risky
now.
spices you're using there.
You know what I found is if you put it, so you put tomatoes in it too, but if you use a can of Rotel, a whole new level because it has
What's
those green,
Rotel? I
it's
don't know what Rotel is.
tomato with green chilies in it, the green hatch chilies,
Oh, chopped tomato?
chopped tomato and chopped green chilies. And
Oh,
I put
okay.
a can of that in my
Yeah, I know what green
chili.
chilies are.
Yeah, I put that in my chili too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it elevates it with that nice hatch chili flavor. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Is it really hot?
Beautiful. No, it's mild. Depending on, how much you make. I'll make a big pot of chili or a big pot of
Yeah,
tagine. When I make a lot of it and I freeze
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what we do. We make
Oh
like
yeah.
a 4 gallon pail of spaghetti sauce, tomato
Hmm.
sauce base with meat and peppers,
Hmm.
and then we turn that into chili by throwing in uh, some of it into chili by throwing in kidney beans, more garlic, and sometimes more peppers.
Yeah, I like
And
beans in my chili. I like pintos and
yeah,
kidneys.
yeah, we put sometimes 4 different types of beans
Yum.
in the chili because we like
Yum, yum,
I
yum.
like beans a lot. It's the magical fruit, Jen.
It is, it is. But I tell you what is true. The more beans you eat, the less your stomach has issues with them.
I heard the more you eat, the better you feel.
Yeah, your stomach um, acclimates to eating beans and the more fiber
Yeah,
over time. So people that don't that have issues, the more you eat, the better you'll be able to digest them.
the more
So
you eat, the better you feel. So have your beans with every meal, folks.
That's
It's
right.
a musical fruit.
That is. Yes, that is my channel, Lucid Dream. Thank you. Chicken biryani is good with raisins. Yes. I think anything that's spicy and sweet. That's why I had this dish, and it's in my. I want to make it because I'm
Oh, I
craving
love
it.
raisins.
It's pantaleon, and I had that in Puerto Rico, and I want to make that dish so bad. But the way they made it at the restaurant I ate at was more like a meatloaf with the sweet plantain in it
Oh yeah.
and some heat. And they put a cheese fondue. It's more normally made with a mozzarella, but that dish
Mm.
was mwah, and I'm craving it now. And
Pantaleon?
Pantaleon, it's a Pantele with the little accent on, or it could be the O with the accent. I think it's the E.
Accent aigu or whatever it
And
is
so
called.
goût, yes, in French. Um, but yeah, that was an amazing dish.
Yeah,
But that's
sounds good.
popular in Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic.
Mm.
Yeah, I just love food.
Yeah. Well,
I
you know a
love
lot
different
about
food.
it.
Well, I think because I've been exposed to different cultures, because
Yeah,
I
and the different
put
mixes of the
myself.
different cultures you use. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, when they had like the Vietnam airlifts going on, and we took in a lot of my school ended up, and my church had a lot of Vietnamese come in. I went to the Vietnamese festivals with them. I ate
Right.
quail eggs, when I was in my teens.
Nice.
You know,
Quail eggs. Yeah.
ate pho
Um,
and noodles, bun bulat.
tell you what, Toronto used to have something called the caravan, and it had pavilions all over town that would take on the different ethnic. It would be for each country around the world. So for a week in the summer, um, they had buses that took you to some of them. You could travel to these different pavilions, usually in like the nicer spots around Toronto, and eat their food, see their dances, look at the different examples of their culture, but mostly eat their food, drink their booze, and watch them sing and dance. And it was really interesting.
I think we need more of that. I mean, Atlanta has a lot of festivals. They have the Caribbean Festival, they have the Lao Festival, um, New Year's in Chinatown. I have a lot of that stuff going on, but unfortunately, it kind of doesn't get out there as much as I think it should.
Mm, that it's
Um,
happening.
yeah. So um,
Yeah,
I don't know, but Atlanta is so diverse.
yeah, it is.
It is a fun city, and
Yeah.
that's what I like about it.
Yeah, it's a lot like Toronto in that way. Toronto has the different sections, the Greek section, Italian section, about 16 Chinatowns, the
Mhm.
Polish section, everything.
Yeah, we're
And
not that we're not that crazy.
yeah, well, it's the the all the various people over the years that have settled there and in their
Mhm,
own communities, and they've helped these communities,
mhm.
to a certain extent. And it's just like going like we have a Little Italy on Bloor and just east of west of Spadina,
Mhm.
and the street signs are in English and Italian.
That's awesome.
Um,
Yeah, I
and
wish
you
we had
go
that
in,
kind of culture.
yeah, and you go in the shops and in the cafes and the restaurants, and it's a lot of them are like walking into a restaurant in
Mhm.
Italy or whatever part of town you're in. You got a little Greece.
Yeah. Well, I think what I like though about Atlanta is, I did a video where I went to Chinatown a couple weeks ago
Oh yeah.
to pick up some food to bring home. And kind of did a tour, talked about the different restaurants there, and then ordered mine and waited. But what's interesting is I think Atlanta is better at integrating cultures because when I was there were no, maybe there were a couple Asians there. Most of the customers at Chinatown were Hispanic.
Oh
And they have
yeah.
the menus are written like in the popular dishes that the Hispanic people order. They'll have like
Right.
they'll have it in Chinese and they'll have it in Spanish. Um,
So Chinatown must have been in Spanish part of Spanish section of the city.
so there's a
A
place called
bigger.
Buford Highway, and I used to joke, Latino to the right, Asian to the left. But
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
really, really all integrated with Asians and Latinos, Dominican. There's some Uruguayan, Argentinian. There's
Yeah.
Korean. There's Chinese. There's Cantonese. There's Mandarin. It's just a mix of. I think there's a Filipino place there now. Um,
Right.
so it's just a mix of Asian food, and it's very popular in Atlanta. Like if you want good, cheap food, go to Buford Highway, because there you'll
Nice.
find
Yeah.
almost everything. So,
Yeah. Well, they know how to cook. The ethnic ladies. They know how to go to their markets and cook for almost like you, even next to nothing, and
yeah.
with
And I think,
they make their wild dishes.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like on Buford Highway, there's also this market, and I have a couple videos of trips I've taken there. And the produce section is about as big as your average grocery store.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane. They'll have like 7 kinds of eggplant. They'll have God knows
Right.
how many peppers. You can buy garbanzo beans that you have to hull yourself. You can buy durian, breadfruit. I mean,
Every
like,
kind of mushroom, probably.
oh yeah, mushrooms galore. It's insane. And then the aisles are marked not by, food product. It's marked by ethnicity. So you have
Oh,
Mexican, Brazilian. Oh, and they have a Mexican deli bakery. They have a Asian deli bakery. You can get sushi dirt cheap there that's made daily, dumplings, bulgogi to go, uh, pastries, any kind of thing there. Then they have this huge European bakery meat. Like if you want your pickled herrings, you want your salamis, they'll have like 50 different salamis,
yeah, we have
meats,
a couple
like
of markets like that. We have a
it,
St. Lawrence market and a Kensington market, and it's a lot like that where you go into which like a big shopping store, and it's different clear glass. Um, like meat displays that you see it's where your meat section is in Dominion or in your shopping store
mhm.
fish
Yeah.
section, but only it's different ethnicities. And like the
Mhm.
Chinese is, I don't know, 100 feet long, 50 feet long, and it's all the dishes you can think of. And you just walk with
Wow.
a shopping cart and get what you want from whatever country.
Mhm.
Is it kind of
Wow.
like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, then they have a fresh fish market, fresh frozen fish, whatever. They have like,
Yeah.
7 kinds of prawns and shrimp. They snappers dirt cheap. Sometimes they do live turtles, frogs, you know,
Oh,
the list goes on. Crab, oysters, anything you could want, fish, branzino, uh, yeah, whiting, bacalao. Uh, It's insane. I used to be able to get I became really good friends with where was he from? He may have been, he was Syrian and he was a butcher in the meat market. And he used to be my hookup because he would give me lamb tenderloin.
Oh,
Lamb tenderloin, the best thing I've ever had in my life. It was
mm.
so good.
Yeah, must
Well,
be.
besides some really good French lobster. But yeah,
Mm.
lamb tenderloin, it's something I couldn't believe. And then he left and I couldn't get it anymore.
I never heard a lobster speak French.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh,
A
the
friend of
water
mine
is
and
hot.
I, we had
This, ooh
this
la
is
la, this water is freaking hot. And don't put me in.
so I had a friend and we had like a Thanksgiving. He was saying what it was going to be on his menu. I was saying what was going to be on my menu. And we were
Oh,
saying we
yeah.
could each go to each other's house different times of the day and taste everything. But then I
Nice.
was saying what I was getting, and he goes, "Well, I got a turkey from France."
Oh,
And
right.
I
Okay.
said, "Well, how do you know? Does it say Gabelle, Gabelle?" And he was like, "You bitch." He was so pissed off.
Go Bill, go Bill.
Because he was trying to be serious and he was trying to be nasty to me. And when I said that, he
Right.
totally lost it. Because it was getting
Deflated him.
heated. It was getting heated, let me tell you.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. It was so dang funny. Drifter
Yeah.
said when he lived in San Jose, there was a lot of Latino and Vietnamese. When you go to Vietnamese restaurants, they'd also have pho and they'd have menudo, pozole, and cater to Latinos. I love a
Yeah.
good pozole rojo.
I love a
Love.
nice faux soup.
Mm, I
We
love
have a
pho.
lot of
I
those.
love pozole.
That became a big thing for a while, and a bunch
Mm,
of the Vietnamese restaurants opened up around town, Toronto, with Pho Mai, and
hmm
I used to love going in there and picking out a fresh soup, a new soup every day. They would
Yeah.
have like 150 on the menu, soups alone.
Wow. Wow. I have some Vietnamese pork chops on my cooking channel somewhere,
Oh yeah,
and
cool.
Vietnamese cucumber salad.
Ooh,
Mhm.
my favorite.
Yeah. So I did.
I make a pretty good cucumber salad. I just, and it's basic. I put in cucumbers, uh, and a little sour cream, a little mayonnaise, some pickle juice from the pickle jar,
hmm
and dill.
Yeah. No
Lots of
onion.
dill.
No
Sometimes
onion.
I'll put some Spanish onion in, yeah,
hmm
and that's
Oh,
it.
thanks, Drifter. You know, a lot of the my diverse palette comes from just loving the people,
Oh
meeting
yeah.
people, and having meals with them, and then just really admiring their culture and them as people, and then wanting to, food
No
for
more,
me
yeah.
equals memories. Like you can ask me where I was at a certain time, and I will give you a food memory.
Oh,
You
okay. You tie
know,
it into
where
something
Chris is
culinary.
usually where Chris is like, yeah, I don't remember anything.
Yeah, right.
Except he does remember when we were in Brittany in France, and that's where that lobster reference came from because he was
Uh,
we went someplace for lunch and I ordered lobster, and they actually came out with the lobster and asking for my approval. And he was
really?
like, that was just the craziest experience he had ever seen. They came out holding the lobster.
Right, right.
Um,
Snapping at you.
yeah, but that was an amazing lobster, and it was the
Hmm.
juice from the lobster was pink. That's how
Oh,
pinkish red this lobster was. It
wow.
was
Yeah, okay.
amazing. And then I remember seeing later a
That
$10,000
sounds tasty.
a plate meal,
Oh,
or
yeah.
I guess it was several courses, but one of the items was a lobster
Pink
from the
lobster.
Brittany coast.
Right,
So
okay.
the Brittany lobster must be some of the
Some
primo
delicious.
lobster. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it
Now, the
was good.
Brittany coast is the coast of Europe, um, that that's around France that faces towards the Great Britain, isn't it?
Yes.
That
Yes.
they invaded the Brittany. I mean, when the Allies invaded in at
Normandy.
the Normandy invasion and the
Hmm.
what was that big one? The big day that they. Anyways, that's the way they went in, wasn't it? Through the Brittany coast.
That was one of the ways. I mean, they stormed Normandy, but
Hmm.
Brittany is just south of Normandy. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
so they did
Okay.
also come in through Brittany. Hmm. But Brittany's just a fascinating region. We spent most of our time on our first trip there. We did a few days in Paris, and then hiked it out of there and hit the Brittany coast. And I mean, there's just so much to do and see there. And they had the
Oh, I
Druids, and they
bet.
had the megaliths like Stonehenge, but they were just lined up for miles, where you just saw these huge, like,
Oh,
upright rocks going down, and they had troglodyte caves. And
nice.
um,
I've been to
there's
Stonehenge.
there's a that's awesome. There's
Yeah.
one cliff we went to, the cliffs of Rochelle. Can't remember the name, but you just paid
Yeah.
like it was like an honor system, and you paid just a few francs. At the time it was francs. You paid that, and you went through this little gate, and you were on the Atlantic Ocean on this cliff. And in the 1500s, the monks had carved into the cliff. And so there were dogs, there was Semper Fi. They had
Oh
created like
man.
little little place to sit. They had just little
Yeah.
sayings, they had people, they had it was just
I
amazing. And you
saw.
kind of like
I
meandered
I
around this
saw the
cliff.
British version of that, where when we were getting close to Dover, not too far from Stonehenge, in the side of hills, there was the chalk was really close to the top of the earth, so grass would grow over a thin layer of soil and then it'd be chalk. So they peeled back the sod and they made giant coat of arms emblems of lions and horses and other animals, and
Wow.
exactly after coat of arms in the side of these hills. And you just drove by and looked after one after the other. It was
Wow.
amazing. Yeah,
That's fascinating. Probably
yeah,
around the same time period too, probably
yeah.
15th century, like 1400s, 1500. That's
Yeah, they
crazy.
saw their neighbors doing it. They put in a stone thing. Let's put in our stones. I want
Well,
one.
somebody, it could
I
have been
want
the
one,
same
darling.
people. Should have been a crossover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Last time we went to the Loire Valley mainly. So that's
The
where
lo-
Michelangelo spent his last days,
oh, okay.
because he was a pauper, and the King of France at the time said, "Hey, I have a place. Come stay, um, and create all you want." So they have this huge like museum and
Nice.
area just dedicated to his stuff.
Oh,
It's
wow.
fascinating. And then you have the chateaus, Chenesois. And you have this
Chateau Tenisqua.
just didn't different chateaus have different features, which is kind of cool. We
Listen to
went
that.
to where, well, Michelangelo, believe it or not, he's buried next to the king in the chapel in the castle.
Oh, wow.
Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
that's a place of dignified people only,
Hmm.
be buried with your kings and queens.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love
listen to this
history.
one. My brother's in Italy. He rented a house there for a year on the coast, just north of Rome. And he wants me to come over, says he'll pay my airfare, whatever, everything's taken care of. And we'll go and explore Rome together. And I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I
Do
am
it,
tempted.
do
Yeah,
it,
it'd be two weeks. I try to go for 2 weeks,
do it.
and
Leave
it'd
your
be
wallet
two
at home.
amazing weeks.
Leave your wallet at home and go enjoy Rome. Yeah. Although I'd want to go to Florence more than I want to spend maybe a day in Rome, but I want to spend more time in Florence.
Yeah, more to
Yeah.
see there.
Well, you had the Uffizi there. And so
Mm.
that's the Sistine Chapel and all that. And a lot of really great art. So we want to
Yeah,
go
there's a
now.
lot in Rome too, with the Vatican, isn't there?
Yeah, the Vatican around there, and then you have the Colosseum and all kinds of stuff there. But
Yeah.
um, I suggest this. Now, I hadn't traveled since I guess COVID, right?
Hmm.
And let me tell you the difference in my body traveling. Now, Puerto Rico is only a 4-hour flight, well, maybe a little
Right.
over that, but my body was sore for 10 days.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
tried taking Tylenol. I think I tried that one day and it had worn off. I took 2 Tylenol, extra strength,
Yeah. That's
and it,
sore, right?
which is
Holy
terrible
shit.
for your liver, just terrible
Yeah.
for your liver. So I
Well, a
certainly
small
didn't
amount.
drink, but it didn't do anything. Like an hour later, the pain was here.
Yeah, Tylenol never works on me. I got to use
Yeah.
ibuprofen.
Well,
Ibuprofen.
I can't take ibuprofen.
Oh,
So, but I took some old hydrocodone. So,
oh yeah.
finally,
That'll
10
do it.
days into the 14-day trip, I asked the steward on the cruise to see if she could get me a memory foam cut topper. She
Oh
couldn't, but
yeah.
she put like a few quilts on top of the bed.
Oh, that's nice of her.
And I took a half a hydrocodone, and then my pain went away. But
Yeah. The.
I swear it's I was talking to Chris about this today. I think it's the
Hmm.
cabin pressure on the
Oh
trip
yeah.
over was so great on my old body
That'll
that
do it.
it took it a long time to recover. Now I wish I'd taken the hydrocodone like right away. I told him maybe next
Before
time what I'll
the.
do is I also have a
Yeah.
muscle relaxer.
Right.
Uh, but the hydrocodone, I'm
As
about
a
out of.
preventative medicine.
Yeah, I think next time I'll take both and take hydrocodone, take the cyclobenzaprine, take it easy a day, right?
You
Just
have
get
to
acclimated.
be
And
careful traveling with your hydrocodone unless you have a good label on your.
oh no, I have a good
Uh,
label.
okay, because if not, your
Yeah.
pharmacy will be happy to print a fresh label on for
Oh
you.
no, I'm real picky about all my stuff that I carry. With
Okay.
that, even my inhaler, I got to because they put the inhaler on they put it on the box. They don't put it on the inhaler, so I got to make sure I keep my boxes to travel.
Is your inhaler a once a day?
It's whenever I'm wheezy.
Oh, it's Ventolin.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't take it all the time. I have seasonal kind of
Oh, okay.
allergy wheezing. So
Right. Yeah, it's probably Ventolin. And
I think it's
yeah.
albuterol.
Oh, okay. Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. They just gave me a new. It looks different than my old one. They just
Yeah,
gave me a
different
new
color.
one. But yeah, I also have a tumor on my adrenal glands, so I try to be careful
You're
on
saying.
taking steroids
Yeah.
because the steroids
Oh,
can really mess up those tumors and get them
right.
doing weird stuff with cortisol and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
crazy.
I
So
I
speaking of
take
medicine, how's the tree been?
my
The
the
tree that
tree.
you
You mean?
harvested.
Oh, my pot. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's we'll call a spade here. And I grew a bunch of pot this year, and I grew uh, turned out to be I think 5 or 6 nice 7, 5.5 and 7 foot high female plants packed with sticky uh, flower filled buds. Some of them this long.
They looked beautiful.
Yeah, it was
You
a good
did
year.
good. You did a great
Everybody
job.
this year did good in this region that I
Mhm.
know that grow. It was supposedly a good year for outdoor harvesting. I harvested three pounds.
Mm.
That's
Wow.
not bad.
Yeah, so how is it? Good?
It's really good. Like
Good.
I don't buy anything anymore, and
That's awesome.
I just have my pipe and I got one of those bongs, or I roll the odd joint, and away I go. I can have my morning medicine, have my coffee, and take a hit off my bong, and all's right in the world.
Hmm. Yeah.
It it really
Yeah. If
helps
I,
my
that's the
arthritis a
thing.
lot.
I smelled a lot of it in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And it is legal there medically,
Hmm.
and they do take out of other state medical cards.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I don't have a medical card. So,
Oh, here you don't need a medical card. In Canada, you can buy it on, almost every major plaza has a dispensary,
yeah.
and Indian reserves are selling mushrooms.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. Axe and Nacho just did a short video on, they used a song from Milli Vanilli.
Oh yeah.
Girl, I'm gonna miss you. And they were like all lovey dovey on each other. And they had the
Oh
mushrooms in
yeah.
the background. And yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So
huh.
it was pretty funny. Did you go check out Axe and Nacho yet?
No,
Oh, I think you're gonna like
action
them.
nacho. Now, what
Axe and Nacho.
you sent me a link for that?
No, he's in Toronto though. He's a Toronto musician.
Oh, okay. Its name is, say it again, Action Mock.
Axe, like ACTS, and nacho, like the food, nachos.
Oh, Act Smart Nacho, eh? Okay. And what kind
Axe
of
and
music does he do?
rockin' music. He
Rock
plays
and roll?
guitar and he does keyboard. He has a loop, so when he's playing by himself,
Oh yeah, he
his
sets up the keyboard and then oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, but he does that on G Maze. Let's see.
Oh, okay, that's where you know him from.
Yeah, and then his wife or girlfriend, whatever, she is hilarious. She does a little bit of comedy stuff.
Oh, cool. I'll
Uh,
look for him next time next Saturday on Gmaze. That's
yeah.
Saturday night on Gmaze,
Well, they
folks.
have their own thing too.
A
So
late Saturday too. It's because Gary's in California.
I
His
know
show
that's.
doesn't. His show gets piping good going not until midnight usually.
Ugh, I'm having a hard time getting their channel here.
Who? Gary's?
Hmm. Axe and Nacho.
Oh, actually, not true.
Yeah, but check them out. Check them out. And
Yeah,
Gmail. And Gmail. They're awesome. But I
yeah.
think I'm ready to take it. Clowns should not take panties. I think Terry Towner's behind, but saying geese are assholes and clowns should not take panties. That's right. So
Yeah.
that's a good way to end this evening. So
Yeah, on that note,
on that note, see you tomorrow on for music trivia.
I'll
So
be there, Jen. And
and
thanks
then
for interviewing me. I
thank
appreciate it.
you, thank you, and Pirate Radio whenever he's live,
Yeah,
and we love
whenever I
that.
appear.
Love that. I'll be in the bushes working.
It's the way it's got to be, folks.
Yeah, it's the way it's got
I,
to
I,
be.
I just never know when I'm going to have the urge to. Well, I'm listening to music all the time.
Yeah.
But,
I'm the
um,
same. I'm the same. So you
like
never know
usually
when I'll pop up.
yeah,
So yeah.
that's exactly it. I'll come on and I'll want some company. It'll be nice and quiet in the house, a little
Yeah.
earlier than this usually. And I'll go, I want to see what Ray's doing, or Tribbles, or Terry, or anybody in the gang, and
Yeah.
I'll drifter, and I'll get the craving, and I'll go on, and they'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah. They're awesome.
Oh
Awesome
yeah, lots of
crew.
fun. It's been
Yeah.
fun doing it. I've been doing it now 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not.
I'm on
I can't believe
4.
it.
I'm on 4.
Yeah.
I'm going on
How lo-
5.
how
It's
long
crazy.
was the college? Were you guys doing the College of Knowledge shows before I appeared?
3 years total, I think,
Wow.
maybe. But
So in
yeah,
total, because I did them for 2.
yeah. So about a year
So
before you came along. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
it's 3 in total. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, about a year or so. If you look back in Bimbo's channel, folks, it goes way back in the College of Knowledge shows
Way, way
before
back.
I got there.
Yeah,
And I was looking at some of those the other day.
yeah, yeah. All
And if
right.
you look on my channel, folks, on under just one last thing, and under
Mm-hmm.
my playlists are a bunch of episodes I pulled up, and I'm still looking for them of when Bimbo appeared on my channel as a special guest and a takeover of sorts. And I used to tell her that it's okay, Bimbo. I know how you are, and I don't mind taking a break. She used to
Yep.
get tickled by that.
Oh
And
yeah.
anyways, there's a bunch more episodes there. The ones that they'll let me show. There's a
Yeah.
lot that are banned and I can't show.
Yeah.
So I wish I could show more. But there's some
But
stuff I want to show you still, Jen. That I
yeah.
have to um, somehow figure out how I can get it to you.
Cool.
Um,
WhatsApp.
yeah,
WhatsApp's always good.
yeah. Take a portion of the show and
Yeah.
put a
Yeah.
Bimbo was on or something. I don't know. I'm not so good at editing, but I'll figure it out.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank
Okay,
y'all
I'm
for
done.
joining us. I
Bye, everybody.
appreciate it. And we're going to call it a night here. It's been a long, long show, actually.
How long we
And
been
so
on? Or does it say that?
almost 3.5 hours.
Ooh,
Yeah. So, yeah.
epic.
But anyway, thanks for everyone who hung out with us all this time. We love you always. Mark, thank you so much. You're always a great guest and friend, and always
Pleasure's mine,
appreciate
Jen.
that so
Yeah,
much. So one day you'll have to teach me some Canadian dishes to make, maybe some pea meal or something. But
yeah. I don't know any Canadian dish. I don't even know how to make that. I've never even had poutine in my life.
yeah, well, we'll come up with something.
Yeah, something with,
So yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. All
I won't
right.
go there. It'll take too long. Okay. Good night, Jen.
Love y'all. Love you, Mark. We'll see y'all
Love
later.
you
Good
too,
night.
Jen.
All right.
Okay, good
Bye.
night.